to the Dogs Live. We are here at Brighton Hove Greyhound Stadium for the Sussex Cup and Regency finals. Cannot wait to dive into the action. What we've just seen is the West Blatchington windmill. I did practice that and I'm terrible. I-360 observation tower and some pumping museum kind of get up behind us. I'm not really sure what it is, quite frankly. Right, I am Danny Jackson and we are gone to the Dogs Live, and tonight in the studio with me all night, tethered to this desk. Not exactly where you wanted to be, rather than running around the stadium, Hobbsy, but you are with me tonight.
And I'm delighted to be with you. I mean, look, Joe Keneally's usually standing here, and he's a big guy. You don't need to be standing on a box with me. You're okay.
I am okay. I'm
which
off
is a
my
relief.
box.
Absolutely. Yeah. Look, it's going to be a stunning night. A big race double-header. Of course, news yesterday that Garfinnie Blaze doesn't go. A big runner, of course, in the Premier Greyhound Racing Regency. Maybe, just maybe, it makes things a little bit easier for his kennel mate Mongeys Wild, and he could be potentially Greyhound Racing's next superstar.
He could certainly set the track alight tonight if conditions are suitable. And I'm just hearing as well, we've had Brett and Molly taken out of the 6:59, so she doesn't go in track 3 in the Premier Greyhound Racing Regency Consolation Race. That's our second race that'll be live here on Gone to the Dogs tonight. Let's have a look at what we have in store. Well, we start with the 6:42, the Coral 500 Standard Trophy final. Then we have 3 open races, 1 Cat 2. We've got the Coral Sussex Cup Sprint Trophy. We've got a marathon. We've got the Sussex Cup final. We've got the Premier Greyhound Racing Regency final there at 7:49 and 8:24, and 2 good ones for me as well, with Drew Peace Clue and Churchfield Sid, who will both be leading out their fields for their respective retirement races. So very much looking forward to those.
I think it's so right that we're honouring 2 champions of the track, and fair play to Hove for doing that. And it's going to be great to see Churchfield Sid and Drew Peace Clue back on track, but they're not racing.
They're not, sadly, but hopefully we'll have some little Cluedos, little Sids running around the track soon enough. Right, we've got Hobbsy's Choice. Hopefully we'll do better than Keneally's Crackers from Newcastle.
We are rolling back the years with Hobbsy's Choice, I can tell you. It's been going for far too long than I can remember. But look, I'm going to go naptastic on Ballinkill Liam. Could easily have gone with Mongeys Wild, of course. We've been plenty short enough. And, of course, Slick Sentinel against Proper Heiress in the Coral Sussex Cup. I think that Patrick Jansen's Grand could get first run on the favourite. But, of course, Mark Wallace looks set for a very, very good night. And Ballinkill Liam in, I think, bar the Silver Sauber, probably the best sprint we've seen this year. It's absolutely fantastic. And the kick-off with So-Core in the next best, 6:42 for Paul Donovan. Likes a fabulous Sonique, head for home, flashing fender. And interestingly, we've got the main events bang in the middle.
Well, I was talking to Rob Avery, who is the racing manager here, and he said the reason for that is so that connections can enjoy the racing afterwards. So I know that a lot of tracks will put them at the end of the show, but they like to do it differently here, just so that they can pop the champagne, have a drink, have whatever, and just enjoy the night.
It gives us a chance to get big race reaction as well, so happy days.
Right, we've got our tonight's naps. Daryl and Jason in agreement. Is that going to be good or not in the 6:59 with Ivy Hill Cherry in track 1? Myself and Gail also agree with Shadow Storm in the 7:16, going against Hobbsy's nap though with Ballinkill Liam, and Ashley on his own in his race at 8:41. He's with trap 3, head for home. He's also going to be running around the stadium doing some social media for us, Ashley Williams. Talking of the Williams clan, we've got his dad in the commentary box, and it is the stat man, of course, Daryl Williams. How are you doing?
I'm sat still, I'm running nowhere, except for all the statistics. You know, only once before in the history of these competitions, the Sussex Cup and the Regency, have both favourites been odds on, and they've both won. If the 2 favourites go in tonight, the double will be shorter than any other double on the Sussex Cup and the Regency. So the advice is, take the 1-2 and the 1-5 out now, because at the moment that is paying just a shade of odds on the double. 2 big hitters in the big races later, Danny.
Very big hitters, very short prices for Mongeys Wild and Proper Heiress, but with good reason.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look, he won the Coral Olympic here. It was a great night in December for Mark Wallace when he won the double in the Ballyregan Bob with Garfinnie Blaze. Proper Heiress winning the Olympic. Until yesterday, both were going for a big race double once again. Look, I think he's a worthy favourite. He's an absolute champion. A Winter Derby, Juvenile Championship. Yes, there was disappointment in the Derby, but he's now back and in top form.
Now we've got the Coral 500 Standard Trophy final that will kick-start our card this evening here on Gone to the Dogs Live. Very much looking forward to this one with Trap 1 Hope's Kitty 6-4, So Cool 13-8, 9-2 for Teddy in 3, 5-1 Trap 2 Kelvin's Hat, 12-1 Oa Cracker in 5, and Bally Darling Jack at 16-1 in 4. I'm going to highlight Trap 3 Teddy for you because watch her on parade. That tail never ever stops. Right, we're going to have a look at Kelvin's Hat heat first, beating Oa Cracker in second. Bally Darling Jack was in third.
Yeah, you're looking at the ground in the white jacket, Kelvin's Hat, who's running for Seamus Cahill, and White Teresa dominating in the dash to the first bend. Is going to carry on and kick on and beat Our Cracker. Good to see June Harvey in the house tonight, of course, and as you're winning a trainer, June, Our Cracker gives a bit of a chance here, you'd have to say, but on this occasion it was Kelvin's Hat, it was just too good.
He was too good in a time of calculated 29.57. Here was the other heat, won by Hope's Kitty, So Cool in second, Teddy in third.
And look at Trap 6, So Cool. This is my next best. He didn't really come away that well, but showed good pace, was kept out all the way off that second bend down the far side, having to run wide. And of course, that's allowed Hope's Kitty, the kennel mate for Paul Donovan, John Wells, Steve Lamar, to kick clear. And thereafter goes on to land the spoils in a pretty good time, 29.27. But fair play to So Cool. I thought rallied really well. And just with that better start tonight, I think he gets busy early, hence the confidence-ish.
Hopefully So Cool can run a cracker out deep, and obviously with him being a middle seed as well in the widest box, everyone else probably going to be trying to take each other's ground as well.
Absolutely. Our Cracker in Trap 5 are going to be heading for the middle early doors. Paul Donovan's chosen to parade Hope's Kitty. I don't think we read too much into that. I was going to say they're 6-4 joint favourites, 11-8 and 13-8 now. But of course, Paul's got a massive chance here. Big shout out to Belinda Green, of course, one of the local trainers. Well represented tonight, and Teddy, part owned by Keane Barry, along with Billy Boyle and Keane, one of the best darts players in the world.
He is. He is,
isn't he?
Yes.
He's on TV for heaven's sake.
I know.
It must be good.
Well, so are we. That doesn't mean anything.
No.
Right, we've got Hope's Kitty there. He was third in the National Puppy 5-2-5 at Shelburne. She reached the Kent Plate semis. Kelvin's Hat for Seamus Cahill has got 7 open wins to her name, plenty of sprint success, and a great strike rate of 19 from 49 with 15 second places. She's 5-1. Teddy reached the third round of the Derby, just missed out on the final of the Brighton Bell, and she was third in the Coronation Cup. She's currently 5-20, and she's doing me a disservice. That tail is not going. Trap 4 is at 14-1, the outsider of the field. Bally Darling Jack has only got 1 open win to his name. That was a maiden in April, but he has got 6 career wins. 4 of those were over in Ireland. He's now trained by Derek Knight with Miss Sandsborough, his owner. Trap 5 is Our Cracker, who's taken well to Hove, I think, given plenty of tough tasks in Ireland, and needs to avoid that little bit of trouble. Obviously, they wouldn't have planned to put him in Trap 5 as a railer, but hopefully he can avoid that little bit of aggro. Stunner of a dog as well in Trap 5. And 6, So Cool, was third in the Puppy Cup final here at the track. And he's forming a nice profile. He's got a 40% strike rate for Paul Donovan. So I think he's got the draw tonight. I'd be with you with So Cool as well, Hobbsy. Not that that's going to boost your chances at all.
Well, it's a 13-8 chance at the moment, so kennel mate Hope's Kitty just preferred in the market. Good luck to Seamus Cahill with Kelvin's Hat, of course, the heat winner. It's a big night for Seamus. He often does very well on the big occasions here at Hove. Well represented in the Regency final a little bit later, and of course that, like the Sussex Cup, has got such a wonderful history. I mean, going down the list of winners here, they've got the Roll of Honour board here, and 2 that very much stood out. Skirlow Champ, of course, everybody's favourite, and more recently Space Jet, of course, again, everybody's favourite in the modern era.
Space Jet, R.I.P. We are heading off to Hove then for our first of the day. It's the Coral 500 Standard Trophy Final, £750 to the winner, and of course we will have the trophy presentation afterwards as well. Full complement of 6 runners. So just to let you or remind you that Trap 3 Brett Molly is out of the 6.59. That will be our second race. We've got a vacant trap in the 7.33. When we've also got a big non-runner in race 9, the Regency, with trap 1, Garfinny Blaze. As for the rest of the races we're covering, the final one at 8:59, trap 6, will be vacant. So a couple of 5-dog races this evening due to a couple of defections. But our first one, we've got a full complement of 6 in the final. Can Hope's Kitty do what she did last week and record the quickest time? 29:27. She's got the draw as well, Hope's Kitty, on the inside with the Railers.
Should be a very, very good race. Delighted to say that we've got Darryl Williams, of course, but folk in the stadium tonight, it's absolutely packed as far as I can see. The restaurant absolutely heaving, and they're going to listen to the dulcet tones of Pat Kelly, a legend of these parts.
He is a legend of these parts, and we can listen to both of them because I've got Darryl in my ear and Pat Kelly in my other ear, so it's wonderful. Darryl, who do you fancy for this first?
I fancy you need a trip to the GP to get your ears sorted and get rid of those horrible noises, Danny. But I like Hope's Kitty on the inside here in trap 1. First time that she's had the red box, but really when you look at her form, you think she'll be screaming out for the draw. It all depends whether she can hold Kelvin's Hat, of course, in trap 2 in the early part of the race, which is why So Cool is obviously very well drawn. 13-8 So Cool for Paul Donovan and 15-8 Hope's Kitty. The kennel companion giving Paul a strong hand in this Coral 500 final. The bunny is sent on the move. The sun is shining over the Brighton Hove Stadium on the biggest night of the year for this ever-popular Sussex track. Here comes the bunny at the boxes, and away they go, looking for an early leader. And on the far side, Hope's Kitty leads momentarily. Here goes So Cool. They make contact into the bend, and the big guns, the Donovan pair, go on now. So Cool trying to forge ahead. Hope's Kitty having none of it, is holding a line on the inside. Then Kelvin's Hat. They run towards home. Teddy's back in fourth, and now So Cool has moved on, and now Hope's Kitty under pressure. So Cool by a length and a half. Hope's Kitty is boxing on in second, clear of Kelvin's Hat, and then Teddy down the straight. So Cool was So Cool. One well, Hope's Kitty. Teddy's back in third. 29:17.
Superb effort and a real stamp on the first live race here on Gone to the Dogs. 29:17, the unofficial time. We get it flashed up straight away on the clock. We will make it official shortly, but well done.
Good to get off to a fly, isn't it? I mean, obviously Joe Keneally does this each week, does he? Gets off with the next best in the first race, doesn't he?
Yeah, usually.
Usually, good man. You see, I've got to follow the great man Joe. And fantastic for Paul Donovan because his 2 runners have run absolute stormers. 29:17 has been confirmed, and it was just a better start from So Cool and the makeup of the race. We mentioned about Our Cracker looking for the inside early doors and coming away, had to battle with Hope's Kitty, his kennel made in trap 1. At this stage, Paul's thinking, well, this is the perfect scenario. 2 of his greyhounds going head-to-head down the far side, both owned by Steve Lamar. Great supporter of greyhound racing from Crayford days through to now Central Park, and of course here at Hove tonight. He'll be delighted.
He will, and So Cool has dominated in a cracking time of 29:17. That has been confirmed, and it is 10 spots quicker than they went last week. So I think the track is fast. We saw King Memphis win the first race that obviously wasn't live on the show, 28:95, so it's going to be quick. Yeah, we hope to show that a little bit later on. It was great to see Memphis back. Look at this drone coverage. I mean, I think this was always going to be special having the drone tonight here at Hove. You can just see how magnificent this track is, and of course it's situated by the seaside and all the other great things going on in Brighton, of course. It's just marvellous to see, and if you're on trap 6, that's even a better sight. And we're by the seaside, but the speedos have been well and truly left. Thank goodness for that. I can confirm, yes, because you can't see us from the waist down. They are at home. Right, we have got the head-ons here. We do have a wonderful head-on here, and all of them, to be fair, stuck to their racing lines until they started to see the turn, and 6 has come straight over to the inside and has won well. Darryl, I think we've got a result.
Yeah, good result, as you say, Danny, for Paul Donovan. The perfect result there at 29:17, confirmed. So Cool the winner. 13-8 favourite, beats Hope's Kitty, the second favourite at 15-8, and trap 3 Teddy for Belinda Green, who's got more runners on the card tonight than anybody. I think it's 13, but she's got herself a third in our first live race. And there they are on the winner's podium with the trophy.
Rob Avery, who we interviewed on Gone to the Dogs on the podcast this week, just building up Hove and how he got into the sport and what have you. And he's a very enthusiastic man.
He is, yeah. I've known Rob for many years from his Coral days. Of course, he still works for Coral Stroke Entain, of course, as the racer manager here. And he'll be doing a few of the presentations this evening. Absolutely enthusiastic. And we should really give a plug to the podcast because they're absolutely fantastic. Rob and Liam Aspin was very good recently as well. I understand Jason's ready. Jason, over to you.
Thank you, Hobbsy. The Coral 500 Standard Trophy won in brilliant fashion by So Cool. I'm going to come over here, join the happy throng. Nothing better than a happy throng. Steve, 1-2.
Well, we had the 1 and the 6 in the race. She beat him last week. He's beat her this week. He was first to the corner, really. It's a nice little dog.
Stretched out really nicely.
He's second to third. He's got a bit of pace, this dog. But he's out of a very, very good litter, you know. But, yeah, she's a good bitch as well. It was second. You know, she'll win plenty of races for us.
Well, I thought So Cool had a real glint in his... Do you know who else has got a glint in their eye? Kerry here. Kerry, big beaming smile, Kerry.
I'm so chuffed with him. He ran really well. He ran his socks off today. He's come on for us, hasn't he? He's not been with us too long and he just keeps coming on. And, yeah, he couldn't make us prouder today, really. He ran so well for us.
Now, this is the first race, so I want to have a word with the Hove racing manager, Rob Avery, over it. Now, he said to me, and he actually said this, So Cool is named after him.
Why wouldn't it be? Why would it not? I mean...
Disgraceful. And he also said he's a racing manager for his sins. But what a night we've got tonight.
I mean, it's a fantastic night's racing. I'm so proud the sun's come out. The team here have been so fantastic. Lean and the team are putting a great show here, and I'm just taking all the glory at the moment, to be honest with you. But dogs are doing the talking on the track, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm as much as a fan as anyone here tonight. I'm really looking forward to it.
Right, and it is all about the greyhounds. They are the true stars, and So Cool. I would say that could be your moniker, apart from the fact, and Lena back me up here, he's sweating.
It's been a long night.
Bet Clever, Bet Goodwin, proud sponsors of Gone to the Dogs.
Bet Goodwin, Bet Goodwin, Bet Goodwin.
So we had a couple of races before we came on air, the 6:08 and it was the 6:26 as well, the first couple, and Darryl is going to take us through them.
Thank you very much, Danny. So, yes, we started with Division A of the 500 Standard on finals night. It was a 5-runner race as advertised, and King Memphis, of course, back Sussex Cup semi-finalists, 2-5 chance here, over Moving Force at 7-2 and 7-1 bar those. So the hair comes to the traps, then King Memphis in trap 2. One Fancy Alex momentarily got away. Best King Memphis is trying to move up, Moving Force on the outside, looking to get a run as well. King Memphis has got across and goes on. Quickly opens up from Zenith Easy, who's got into second. Reze into second, then the 6 Moving Force, followed by Fancy Alex and Suleika's Slick. They run towards home. King Memphis stretching them here. Zenith Eze in second place, then comes Moving Force. They're off the turn. King Memphis, I think we can say, we can say, he is back. King Memphis is back for the McNairs. He's won really well here, Moving Force in second. Zenith Eze was back in third place. Well, that's brilliant news, isn't it, for greyhound racing fans across the country, across the world. King Memphis, what a star he has been. He's back. He's had his problems, we know that. He's back with a big win and a good time, 28.96, the third fastest of the year. 4-9 and 3-1 the runner-up. Let's have a look at the second race, which took place at 6:26. It was for puppies. There were 4 runners here. Scooby the Lady was a non-runner, trap 5. And again, a strong favourite. This time, Cole Gardner's Droop his string at 30-100. So Droop his string in 1 then, and 3-1 Bombshell Bullet. It was 7's Jack Tavern Mojo and 25's New Bullet, a Navy Bullet, and they raced away, and Bombshell Bullet momentarily got away, but Droop his string has got the inside line and paces well into the corner and quickly moves on now for Cole Gardner going down the far side. So suddenly the favourite has got about 5 or 6 clear. Back in third place comes Jack Tavern Mojo, a long way back to Navy Bullet. They're racing towards home, and it is Droop his string for Cole Gardner, all now by about 8, 10, 12. How long is a piece of string? In this case, it is exceptionally long. Droopy's string has absolutely hacked up. Second place went to the 3 Bombshell Bullet. And the odds-on favourite in 29.53 could not have won any easier, utilising that pace into the bend. Wins at 2-7. Bombshell Bullet 3-1 in second. I've checked the race card, Danny. Pat Kelly, the commentator's doing the tips tonight. He's had the first 2 winners, you know, at Hove.
So I think we need to follow Pat Kelly and see what he's doing. Although Hobbsy's had the first on the show. Look at these. Just
extraordinary,
history.
yeah. I mean, absolutely, it is history. I mean, the Sussex Cup goes back 50 years. I think the Regency even further than that. I mean, extraordinary. And when you think of the Sussex Cup, you think of Tom's the Best, you think of Phantom Flash, think of Barnfield on Air. I mean, the winner's extraordinary. Derek Knight, of course, still training now. I think he's the winning most trainer of Sussex Cup. So, yeah, it's extraordinary, and they do a grand job highlighting that.
Let's have a look at the lineups that we have for the 2 big ones tonight then. We have got the Coral Sussex Cup final first at 7:49. 2-1 on for Proper Heiress for Mark Wallace. It's 7-2 for Slick Sentinel. 8-1 Queen Shakira Chelm's Bear. 50s for Oa Mystery and Quill Quids. And if he breaks, he wins for me, Proper Heiress.
He just made the bend last week. It was a very tough semi-final. In many ways, potentially even tougher than the final in terms of the greyhounds on his either side this sort of time. Hence why I've gone with Slick Sentinel, but he's a worthy favourite, of course. As mentioned, he's the Olympic champion, no less, and Mark's got a strong hand. For the McNair, it's great to see Memphis back. Brilliant training performance, and we'd love to see him win another major competition.
We certainly would. Right, let's have a look at the Regency as well, sponsored by PGR, of course. Vacant box, trap 1, Garfinny Blaze not in the lineup. Mongeys Wild even shorter now at 4-1 on. 11-2 Romeo Empire, 8-1 Bombay Nutty, 14-1 Art Riddler, and Droopy's Invent at 40s. And Mongeys Wild, if the track conditions are right, and I think they are, they're a bit quick, and he gets the breaks, this lad could fly tonight.
I think he's going to have to come from last to first, but he does that from time to time on many occasions. If you're doing a marathon, it's slightly different, but he's absolutely a machine. He's just wonderful to watch. But it's a really good final. And Mark, albeit with 3 runners, he's up against, or 2 runners now, he's up against 2 from Seamus Cahill and 1 from Patrick Jansen, both Derby winning trainers, as is Mark. It's not going to be easy, despite 5s on or whatever he is. It will be a roller coaster.
Now, let's hear from a man who's seen quite a few of these finals with Jason.
Now, I'm very pleased to say I am here with legendary, but he asked me to say that, Charlie Miller. Hello, Charlie.
Take this 50 quid, Jason. Shut up. No, nice to see you here. Been a long, long time, hasn't it?
It has been. It's been too long. Just for those who are new to Going to the Dogs and first time at Hove, you better mention who that is behind us.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. I was here the night he broke the world record. It was absolutely mobbed here all the way round. I was working over the other side. Do you know there was a grandstand there once? Oh, it was terrific. It was a great night, a real great night.
The mighty Ballyregan Bob, of course, talking about 50 quid. I was watching a music video the other day, appropriately The Gin-Soaked Boy by Divine Comedy, and you were in it.
That was at Brighton, yeah. I'm still working at Brighton as well. Wonder if they want to do any more. It was good fun, though. Real good fun. I've got it. I play every time I feel miserable, I play it.
Well, I mean, you are a Hove legend, many, many big nights. Great card tonight, though I did ask Charlie for a tip, you said they're all a bit too short.
Well, there's a massive odds-on chances, It would be nice if it was a little more competitive. I mean, the Regency looks a walkover. Same with the Sussex Cup final. I mean, the Sussex Cup final, well, as you know, I sponsored it for 5 years, was always competitive. But it's a shame it's like that tonight, but, not the dog's fault, is it?
It's not, and it will be a great night. And always get to the track if you can, and who knows, you could see a couple of legends.
Oh, Jason, you make me laugh. Right, we're off to the next race, which is, of course, the Premier Greyhound Racing Regency Constellation, which is a bit of a mouthful, but it's a good race. And we have 1 less in the lineup with Trap 3, Brett and Molly out. Trap 1, Ivy Hill Cherry, reached the Brighton Bell semis, was crowded out of the Regency last week, but over 6 bends, she's got a 50% strike rate for Seamus Cahill. Trap 2 is Swift Jarvis, hasn't made it past the first round of any Category 1 he's actually been chucked into yet, but 7 of his 10 wins have been over the 6-bend trip. Belinda Green trains Swift Jarvis. Track 3 vacant, Brighton Molly is out of the lineup. Which leads us to track 4, Rules for Some. Missed out by 1 place in the Regency final. Has been very consistent over 6 bends for Jason Heath. 11 from 52, her strike rate. And looking eager to get on with things. Track 5, Minstrel 6. Got to George Curtis and Ballyregan Bob semi-final. Was crowded at a crucial point in the Regency heat, but did have a confidence booster last time in A2. Finished like a train, steps back up to 6. And Trap 6, Lily's Bullet, has reached 3 Cat 1 semi-finals, the Brighton Bell, the Coronation Cup and the Regency last week, so knows how to do it. Strike rate's not amazing, 2 from 16, but always runs her race. Well, our thanks to our sponsors this evening. Star Sport, split second, get 50% of your stake back as a free bet if your Greyhound finishes second in any race at Hove on Saturday. Download the app, visit starsports.bet or call the number on screen. And don't forget to gamble aware and 18+. And also, one of our other sponsors, the Time Greyhound Nutrition. New low-protein nut for high-meat diets. There you go. It's out now. You get 10% extra with a 16.5 kilo bag. Everybody in the Greyhound world knows about Time Greyhound Nutrition. They're always coming up with new and exciting things.
Absolutely. And make sure you join the Time Club.
There you go.
Free to do so.
Right, we've got beautiful drone shots. I mean, I was walking across or down the front this afternoon because I had a bit of time to spare, and I thought, why not? While I'm at the seaside, I didn't have fish and chips, I just wandered about, and it was great.
Must have been quite busy. It's Pride weekend, isn't it?
It is Pride weekend. There was lots of rainbows about, and it was just such a fun, happy atmosphere all along the front. There was music, people dancing. I was kind of a bit gutted I had to come and work, but no, it looks like it's going to be a fabulous night in Brighton.
I don't think the fun will stop down there, so there's plenty of time. That party will go on, and great that the weather's so fantastic this weekend.
Oh, I know, it's a blessing, isn't it?
Better than that was in Goodwood in midweek.
Oh, it was terrible. I was covering the racing a couple of days ago and I could see the thunderstorms coming. It was awful. Now, we have got them going behind here. Who's your fancy?
I'm going to go with Ivy Hill Cherry. The original selection was Britain Molly of Patrick Jansen's, but I go with Seamus Cahill's runner, who really did impress in the heats of the Regency. Then, of course, came up against Monge's Wild, etc. in the semi-finals. But it's that heat performance was good enough for me, and she looks an absolute picture there. Great to hear from Charlie Miller, of course, the legendary bookmaker, as Jason said, the Chas Miller Sussex Cup. It was for many years. He was the sponsor of the Sussex Cup for many years, and great to see Charlie, who's been here forever. And the Ballyregan Bob conversation we will have at some point tonight, because, of course, that's part of greyhound racing folklore and history as well.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk about the champ. Darryl, though, is this your nap?
It is, and that nap I'm sharing with Jason, of course. I'll let you know whether that's a good idea in a couple of minutes' time. 6-5, Ivy Hill Cherry. If you were watching this, she was looking to the skies. I don't know if that's her inspiration. You don't need inspiration, Ivy Hill Cherry. She's in great form, and she loves her red jacket. She had for her, an horrendous draw, trap 4 last week in the semi-finals, but hopefully she can do from red what she did a couple of weeks ago in the first round of the Regency. This the consolation. 9-4 Swift Jarvis, who will be running on, of course, for Belinda Green. And 130 bar. The hare is sent on its way. Flag has been waved. Beautiful evening here on the South Coast. I bet you wish you were here. Sat at home is great watching, but we're having a ball. They race away. Ivy Hill Cherry has got out. Minstrel 6 will try and put a bit of pace pressure on, but can't do so. So Rules for Some now will move into second place and get within a length of the leader. 6 Lily's Bullet is moving up. Swift Jarvis is at the rear. A lap to run. Ivy Hill Cherry. There's a little bit of pressure from Rules for Some within 3 parts on the outside. Now Lily's Bullet is trying to join in as well. 2 Swift Jarvis is not far behind. Ivy Hill Cherry approaches bend number 5 and leads by a couple from Lily's Bullet in second. Swift Jarvis will be staying on. Ivy Hill Cherry has opened a door and has let Lily's Bullet through. Swift Jarvis round the outside. Ivy Hill Cherry, no more to give. Swift Jarvis strides on for Belinda Green, and Swift Jarvis is pulling well clear in the end. Lily's Bullet second, close third Minstrel 6 and Ivy Hill Cherry. But the winner has got right away in the closing stages. Unofficially 41.82 on the clock, and a wide margin win for Swift Jarvis.
A cracking performance for Swift Jarvis, who has won for Belinda Green. Like I said, he hadn't made it past any of the first rounds of the Cat 1s he's been chipped into, but he's now got 8 of his 11 wins over sixpence. He's just made for the staying trip.
He's always thereabouts, it seems, with Swift Jarvis, but I think tonight he's absolutely timed his run to perfection. We know he stays very, very strongly, and just the race just panned out so beautifully for backers of Swift Jarvis. Well done to owner Steve Rosie and the family, and Belinda Green, of course, a big night for her local track, success for herself and Gary Whittington, and they'll love this because I'm sure they know that Swift Jarvis is very much a character, but he's just going to pick them off one by one, and the battle up front, Ivy Hill Cherry, under pressure, as Darryl said, from Lily's Bullet, fought off that challenge from Rules for some, but you could just see Swift Jarvis stalking them all, and the writing very much on the wall.
Yeah, and when she's opened the door on the inside as well, you see Lily's Bullet come up her inside, Swift Jarvis on her outside, and he's absolutely stormed to victory. It was impressive here, and he's won by a wide margin with a time of 41.83. Now we can see the drone perspective. This is sensational because we can see just managing to beat everyone to the punch into the first bend, Ivy Hill Cherry, and I don't think I'll ever get bored of drone shots, Hobbsy, because it's sensational, especially on a night like tonight.
They are magnificent, and I think when we discuss this, you always hope the weather's going to be kind, because if it's blowing a gale out there, it doesn't work. But just where the situation here at Brighton is you know, the racecourse is just down the road. Obviously the seaside not too far away. It just looks beautiful on a summer's evening here at Hove. There's nothing better.
There really isn't anything better, and it looks so luscious and green. I'm happy we've had a bit of rain over the last couple of weeks as well, because I can't imagine it would have looked like that with the drought that we were having for most of this year. And Trap 2 Swift Jarvis, you can see, is absolutely dotted up over at Hove, and here is the head-on down the straight. You can see he's in the clear, down the centre, just galloping to victory by a good number of lengths. So it's beaten into second, Lily's Bullet, and we can, in fact, have the full result confirmed with Darryl.
Thank you, Danny. Yes, Swift Jarvis goes off at 9-4 here, so second favourite in the market for Belinda Green. Lily's Bullet was second at 4-1, and Ivy Hill Cherry, well, she's had every chance, but she'll have to be content with third this evening.
Well, they are just taking Swift Jarvis away to the podium. He'll get his bowl of water, a lot of love, and his trophy as well, which is always good. But I love the fact that we have, you know, the parades and the trophies and all that kind of stuff, and people can meet them, and it's just a feel-good sport.
It is, and it's great for the owners as well, and, you know, especially on a big night like this. I mean, you know, obviously greyhound racing, like horse racing, has issues with over racing with 7 days a week, of course, but it's making the big nights even bigger. Has to be the kind of the ambition of greyhound racing even more, and we do the big nights well, and Hove especially, and nights like tonight, this is why you own greyhounds. It might, you know, sometimes with a rough and the smooth, there has to be a Tuesday morning, and a wet Tuesday morning at that, but if you can have your runners racing on a Friday night or Saturday night, Thursday, Friday or Saturday night, then that's better, and trophy presentations like that make it worthwhile.
And I think Jason is ready to interview Connection, so let's go.
Yeah, Swift Jarvis, brilliant winner of the Regency Consolation. I'm just going to come round here. Gary, he's always chatting away, honestly. He's like an old fishwife. No, Gary, absolute class as ever.
Yeah, very pleasing run. When he gets a clear run like that, he'll do a good time and a good run. He's a little bit clumsy, so when they moved over there for him, gave him all the space, it was race on for him. And
then just blitzed through.
Yeah, normally he'd run into stuff, so it's nice when he hasn't today, so.
We've all had Saturday nights like that in the past, haven't we? You've actually got some big chances at the end of the card, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got Gary the Arb's got a nice draw. It's a very good race, to be fair. To be fair, it's a fantastic card of dogs here tonight, so we'll be happy if they're all competitive, and hopefully we get another couple of winners.
Now, special as you are, I just want to have a quick word. We've got a couple of children here who've made the presentation. I spoke to them earlier. We've got Lily.
Hi.
And we've got Oscar.
Hello.
And do you love the greyhound racing?
Yeah.
Now, I said to Oscar I was going to give him a maths question, 67 times 23. How about 4 plus 4? What's 4 plus 4?
8.
I tell you what, there's some people presenting our show who wouldn't get that. And you love the greyhounds as well?
Yeah, it's really fun.
Well, it's really great to see young, attractive people here. Lily, Oscar and Gary.
Great to see them on the winners' podium with connections there of Swift Jarvis. Now we are going to look back in time. We're going back to last year and we're going to relive the 2024 Sussex Cup final.
Race away the Coral Sussex Cup then, and what a good start from Newin Benny. He's going to clear the field as they go towards the first bend. Craddock up on the inside. Romeo Command squeezing round in the red jacket now, but up into second goes Wasted Monday. Further back through the field is Uncle Freddie in the black jacket. On the outside of Droop is Clue, and at the rear is Clone as they run down past halfway. Newin Benny by 3 or 4 from Wasted Monday. Romeo Command the favourite now, moving up into third, but plenty on the plate off the final bend. Still Newin Benny for Derek Knight by 2 lengths from Wasted Money, who makes progress. Droop is Clue is picking up late. Newin Benny will go to the line. It's a 5th Sussex Cup for Derek Knight. Held on well in the end to beat in second place Wasted Monday, and then Droop is Clue.
It's been far too long. It's been the legend. I always say legend, but in this case it's true. Rab, hello Rab.
How are you doing? It has been a while. I've been missing you.
I've been missing. Now, King Memphis looked good tonight.
Yeah, listen, he's coming back to himself. He's not right yet. He needs another couple of runs. I know the dog so well, so in the next couple of runs, I'm expecting him to really come on at leaps and bounds, but to see him doing that tonight after the length of time he's been off and everything, it's just, let's say, it gives you a wee bit of buzz again.
I've got to say, the crowd got a buzz. I was standing here, I saw you, and I saw the crowd. There he goes. Yeah. You know when they like a dog when they don't have to say his name.
I know. They just start shouting them, you know. I could hear them. I could hear a few of them shouting them on, but it's nice to see them just coming. The Sussex Cup just came a wee bit too early, Jason, but listen, it's just great to see them win again.
Now, we've got Queen Shakira. Sorry, we'll start off with the sprint first. Queen Sinead in the sprint, great draw, and King Presley as well.
Yeah, Sinead's got a great draw. She wants one desperately. Presley would have been better in 6, but he's got 5. He's not the same dog out of 5 as what he is in 6, but I've seen him sometimes taking a flyer for 5. Listen, it's a great final. You've got Mr. Wallace in there with Trap 6. He's a great wee dog, but I think the big danger is Richard Reese's dog in 2. He's probably as good a sprinter as I've seen for a wee while. He's real top class, but I think it'll all depend on what one does. If one takes a flyer out of boxes, I think Richard could be in a wee bit of trouble, but it's a great race. Everything's got a chance. It's sprint racing. You know what it's like, Jason. Whatever hits the boxes and hits that bend in front, that'll probably win it. It's over in a flash. It's done. It's dusted. I love it. I love the sprinting, but listen, it's good to have 2 in the final.
Real superstar over the years. Sussex Cup finalist, Queen Shakira, wherever, whenever. Like to hear 3rd in the Brighton Bell.
Yeah, she loves it. She loves it in here. This has always been her favourite track. Listen, she's a sister to Memphis. The letters that I've had, Joni, Georgia, Memphis, Shakira, they've all been great letters. We went into a bit of dip. We're building new foundations to take on Wallace and that for next year, you know, but I'm coming. I've got some lovely plots.
He's coming. Just one last thing, Rab. As a proud Scot, would you like to take this opportunity to say well done, a belated well done to the Lionesses winning for England?
I love them. I really do, because they're different, Jason. You know what I mean? I don't know. They're not, they don't make themselves like to be superstars before they are. But what they've done, we watched every game, me and our lads, and honestly, I know I'm Scottish through and through, but I was proud of them. The women are great. The other things I can't be bothered with, you know what I mean? But you know why. But listen, I was proud of them. I thought they done brilliant, and well done to them.
You're a star, Rab.
Yes, I know. If any of them want me, I'll give them my number.
Brilliant, Rab.
Yeah, well done to the Lionesses. I was watching the final. I've kind of
He's
had to
priceless.
get into football
He is,
now.
and oh, that smile, and he's
know.
in great form at the moment. Really good.
Right, we've got the Star Sports sponsoring the show. Our thanks to Star Sports. Without them, we wouldn't be here. And it's a new customer offer as well. Bet £50, get a £25 free bet. But make sure you sign up with the promo code BET50, get 25. Download the app, visit starsports.bet and get involved with the new customer offer from our kind sponsors. We've also got our Time Greyhound nutrition sponsors this evening, and this is a new low protein nut for high meat diets. There you go, 10% extra anyway. Unique formula, no need for bread, cereals or vegetables. Right, Darryl, it's over to you.
Thank you, Danny. So we move on to the Coral Sussex Cup Sprint Trophy, 285 metres. Track record still held by Jimmy Lolly and Target Harris all these years on, but Queen Sinead in trap 1 for Rab and Liz at 5 to 1. I thought might be overpriced, might be a value option there. Shadow Storm in trap 2, 3 from 4. Richard Reese's Charge is 5 to 4. Won the big Toaster Sprint final. 12 to 1 Yahoo Megan, only just back on the card after a few months away. She's been in season. Rowanna Mamba runs out of trap 4, clocked the second quickest time of the year last week, 16:21 over Track and Trip. King Presley in 5 gives the McNairs a second runner, finalist in the Silver Salver, where he ran behind Ballinakill Liam, who was second behind Ryoka Oshin in that race, and is a 3 to 1 chance in the Stripes.
Very much looking forward to the Coral Sussex Cup Sprint Trophy, and we can have a look at the heats from last week. Rowanna Mamba and Shadow Storm.
So consistent, Rowanna Mamba for Michelle Brown, and beating Shadow Storm, of course, was a brilliant winner of the sprint on Derby final night. I don't think Shadow Storm lost anything in defeat. Rowanna Mamba's taken his chance very, very well. They go again, of course, in tonight's final.
We're going to do the parade, and then we'll look at the other two quick heats after the parade, but they are about to head forwards, and we have got parading, or leading out the parade here, is Glengar Bobby. So he's in the orange jacket at the front. He's one of the retired greyhounds here at Hove, and he's doing his job proudly, leading the parade out for the Coral Sussex Cup Sprint Trophy. Race 4, by the way, was Ivy Hill Cherry for the best turned out. We'll get our next one in shortly. There he is, Glengar Bobby. What a superstar. He looks beautiful, retired and loving it. Right, there's trap 1, Queen Sinead, Oxford Puppy Cup winner, Golden Sprint and Kent Silver Salver semi-finalist for Liz and Rack McNair, and the KSS Syndicate, 7 from 23. Trap 2, Shadow Storm, only in the infancy of his career, 3 from 4. Cat 2 sprint winner at Toaster on Derby final night. He went through that comp unbeaten. If he gets a better break tonight, I think he's going to go on to win. He's my nap of the evening. We have trap 3, Yahoo Megan. The season stopped her progression in the Golden Sprint earlier on this year. She's lightly raced since her season, but she's 2 from 4, so she seems to be loving life back on the racetrack. 29 from 60, her strike rate. Rowanna Mamba, who we've seen in action already, Romford Puppy Cup 4th, Golden Sprint finalist, Silver Salver semi-finalist, say that quick 3 times, and 12 from 33, the strike rate for Rowanna Mamba. King Presley, the Silver Salver finalist, and won plenty over 2 bends for Liz and Rab McNair, and the KSS Syndicate looking for a double. He's 13 from 32. Trap 6, Ballinakill Liam, the next best, the nap for Hobbsy here. Monmouth Puppy Derby finalist, Silver Salver second, and also reached the Pall Mall semis. We're going to have a look at Queen Sinead and Ballinakill Liam in action.
Queen Sinead running out of trap 1's going to win for Liz and Rab McNair and the KSS Syndicate, leading home Ballinakill Liam, who didn't have the clearest of runs, and again I think very game in trap 5 to qualify for tonight's final. Gets trap 6 tonight, can step out a lot quicker, but she's the epitome of consistency as Queen Sinead and has to be massively respected.
Our final heat from last week was King Presley and a Yahoo Megan.
giving the McNairs a very strong hand. Here is King Presley, of course, former track record holder at Central Park. His form here has been top-notch as well. You see in the heats, winning for the 13th time in 32. He'll look to try to skip out and do what he did in the heats. The difference is he's got 5 tonight as opposed to 6. Being chased home by Yahoo Megan.
And that could make all the difference, but we'll wait and see what happens in the sprint final. Just to say as well, good evening to everyone that's joined us on the Gone to the Dogs live on YouTube. Our thanks to everyone for their support. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do to the channel so that you never miss a show, never miss any of our previews and what have yous that we do. And also you can get involved with the chat as well. Plenty of people on 6, 1 to win, 2 for me, 6 is a cert, so difference of opinion as there is with us in the show.
Yeah, get involved, absolutely, and getting involved tonight hopefully will be connections of Shadow Storm. Mark White, of course, chairman of Dorking Wanderers. We interviewed Mark on Derby final night at Toaster. The performance of Shadow Storm was brilliant, winning the sprint there for Richard Rees. I think they drew in a pre-season game today, if I'm not mistaken, so he'll be looking for the win tonight, no doubt. Will Mark. Good luck, of course, to Craig Donovan, Jimmy Walker for Ryan Amamba and Michelle Brown, winning getting to the finals, I should say, of those 2 Romford competitions. I mean, he's been an absolute star for those guys, and of course, Ballinkill Liam for Mark Wallace in the MWD partnership.
And just looking at Rowan Amamba here, best turned out. So well done to Rowan Amamba and the sponsors of our best turned out this evening. Right, absolutely. We are off for a short, sharp sprint, Darryl.
Short and sharp, 16 seconds worth of sprinting stars here, but who's going to emerge on top? 5 to 4. Shadow Storm, just the one defeat, of course, so far, which was in the heats, of course, but it's the final, isn't it? That's what counts. It's qualifying and then winning the final for Connection, so good luck to them all. 5 to 4 chance over Ballinkill Liam at 9 to 4. The Battle of the Naps, then Danny and Gal on the 2. Shadow Storm, Hops is on the 6. Ballinkill Liam. The starter is in front of the boxes, poised to wave the flag. There we go, the Sussex Cup Sprint Trophy, sponsored by Cole, £3,000, and the prestige up for grabs to the winner. And they race away. Ballinkill Liam was quickest away in the shadows. His Shadow Storm moving up to challenge. Then comes Yahoo Megan up to third goes Queen Sinead. 6 Ballinkill Liam by about a length. Shadow Storm is boxing on though. Shadow Storm moves on as they come down the stretch. Shadow Storm, Ballinkill Liam is going to be turned over tonight. Only just. Yahoo Megan was back in third. And the Battle of the Naps. Oh, you should see them down there, honestly. 16:17 on the clock. And that, when it is officially confirmed, it's either the quickest or the joint quickest of the year.
Wow, what a run from Shadow Storm. And myself and Gail with the naps. Sorry, Hobbsy.
Well, I always said I was a thorn between 2 roses here. 16:18, the winning time is confirmed. It's lightning quick. What a sprint this is. These are 2 exceptional sprinters. To be fair, Liam's trapped out better, but the pace, the all-round speed of Shadow Storm, taking the inside line has helped, but he's absolutely won on merit, and look how far they've gone clear of the rest.
These are 2 very, very good sprinters, and Shadow Storm, I mean, he's just a slightly less exposed type for Richard Rees. He's only had 5 career starts and he's won 4 of them. He's come second in the other. That was last week behind Rowan Amamba. So he's just unbelievable. He's so explosive from the boxes. And I think he might have just needed the run last week, to be fair, just to get out the boxes. And now he's...
And remember, Ballinkill Liam, second only to Ryoka Rasheen in the Silver Salver. And Ryoka Rasheen almost won the Pall Mall. Brilliant from Patrick Brown and Jay Brown with Ginger Prince. But he was so close to winning that. You get Ryoka Rasheen in the middle of Shadow Storm and Ballinkill Liam. The way that those guys have run tonight, that would be absolutely awesome. But what a sprint that was. Breathtaking.
I know people always crab sprints, you know, because we have quite a lot of them. But when you have got a race like that with some absolute superstars, there is nothing more electric for me, because the raw speed and power out the boxes and down the straight is like nothing else.
It is pure speed, and that's in many ways why we're involved. We love to see them race like that at top pelt, and they do so just incredibly well.
Now, Darryl, what's the result, please?
You know the result, Danny. You know it went your way. Shadow Storm is the winner. 16:18 is the time. That is the joint fastest time of the year with Broadway Murty. So that's how good it was. 6-5 favourite. Love watching those drone shots on the sprint as well. Taking the route, watching the route they take. Ballinkill Liam second, returned at 2-1. Talking a big sprint race, of course, we've got the Scurry Gold Cup coming up soon, and you know where that's going, don't you? The Scurry Gold Cup with the Oaks. It's going to
Wolverhampton. Yes, Wolverhampton will be opening soon.
September. Yeah.
September.
And the Oaks, the Premier Greyhound Racing Oaks, will be in October. So
24th.
Greyhound Racing's newest track, which is exciting in many ways. You know, the flip side of that is the closure of Perry Bar, but ARC have reopened or opened a new track to replace Perry Bar as such. So.
And if it's a good experiment and it kind of bears fruit with Wolverhampton, I think we could have, you never know, some other tracks might branch out, you never know. Right, we've got Jason standing by with connections.
Brilliant winner of the Coral Sussex Cup Sprint Trophy, Shadow Storm. I've got to come over now. I've got Mark. Oh, hello. Rob's just coming in there with some flowers and some booze. Jackie, stop looking at the booze. Mark, we know you well. You've had a lot of success. Great to speak to you at Toaster. Wow, what a sprinter.
Yeah, he's so good. Yeah, he can afford him a start as well. That's what's good about him. And he's a railer, so a railer, it's a sprinter, fast dog, so he's always got a chance.
And I've got to say hello to little Mark, isn't it? Hello, little Mark.
Hi.
Enjoying your night tonight?
Yeah.
Are you a fan of Dorking Wanderers?
Yeah.
I can tell by your shirt. He has to be, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the future. Well, he's an England striker, but he'll play for Dorking still. Yeah.
I've got to say, it's always great when you have runners, when you win, lose, or draw, particularly when you win. The enthusiasm you show is something to behold.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, listen, it's a great sport, right, okay, yeah. And we love it. We've been in it in years now, so, yeah, it's great. And, you know, really enjoying this one. We're lucky to have some good ones. Enjoying this one right now.
Someone knows about a thing or two about having some good ones is, of course, Jackie. Jackie, you found another.
Yeah, well, actually, Charlie did. So all credit goes to Charlie here, I must be honest. He's at Monmore tonight, so I felt the pressure looking after his boy tonight. So, yeah, he's all done. Yeah, Charlie sourced the dog for Mark, didn't they? Yeah. And, yeah, he's very proud of him. So he doesn't quite trap here for some reason, does he, Mark? But, you know, his pace sort of gets him there. But, yeah, it doesn't seem to be coming out of these boxes like he did at Toaster. No.
Well, I usually finish up when I speak to you, Jackie, by saying something that perhaps I shouldn't. I'm not going to do that today. It was great to meet Mark and little Mark. Great to see you. But pity your husband, little Richard, wasn't here.
Why? He's down there. Yeah, he's camera shy, isn't he, you know.
Fantastic. Wonderful winner, Shadow Storm.
Bet Clever. Bet Goodwin. Proud sponsors of Gone to the Dogs.
Bet Goodwill, Bet Goodwill, Bet Goodwill.
Our thanks to Bet Goodwin, one of our sponsors on Gone to the Dogs Live. We are here at Brighton Hove Greyhound Stadium for two big finals coming up. But right now, we're heading back to Jason.
The Greyhound Racing UK Greyhound of the Month, the fabulous Derby winning Droopy's Plunge. But who's behind this? Cheryl? Cheryl, show yourself, Cheryl. She said she didn't want to speak. Is that still the case? It's still the case. Obviously spoken a lot about Droopy's Plunge, but tonight the chance to win two big competitions. Sussex Cup would be the third time?
Third time, yeah. We won it with Barricade Target in 2016 and Buckers Doomy in 2020, yeah. So, yeah, we had a few finalists in it, yeah, and he's in good form, Slick Sentinel, so good draw, so, but it's a very good race, very competitive.
We're talking about the Derby, obviously got to the semi-final there, and he really is the ultimate competition dog.
He is. He made every final in every competition he's been in, apart from the Derby. But he's ultra consistent. He runs this track well. Last week he was a bit unlucky, clipped his back legs at the first bend, but if he can go round in front, who knows?
And a brilliant draw.
Yeah, he's got a very good draw, so yeah. He's the solely seeded runner, so yeah, very good.
Regency, probably one of the few races that you haven't actually won. You've got a Romeo Empire, of course, ran well in the Derby, and since stepping up has been a revelation.
Yeah, he is, you know, but 695 is probably a touch too far, really. He's sort of at the moment 640, 650 sort of thing, but no, he's done ever so well, you know what I mean, but I think we just meet a superstar in Mungy's Wild, you know, if I'm honest, so yeah, he's just running ever so well, but listen, he's got a good draw, but listen, if I think if Free gets a run, we're all in trouble. But listen, he's there on merit, and yeah, he'll try his hardest.
And when people find out when they run against yours, basically, this is what you want for these big finals. You want the real superstars, don't you?
Of course you do. You know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. You know, listen, if there was no Mungy's Wild, I think all five dogs, all the other four that left there, but they would all have a chance. You know what I mean? They're all around the 41-50 mark. 41-40 mile, but I think he's a league above the others, so fingers crossed.
Last thing, and I've got to talk about betting. I know it can be a little bit sordid. What are the odds on me getting a word out of Cheryl?
At home, a lot.
Let's see.
No chance.
No chance. No chance whatsoever. Now I'm very pleased to say I'm in with a man who's got a big chance now, maybe doubling up like they did a few years ago in the two big races. Daniel Wallace.
Hopefully that would be very nice if we could. So we're looking forward to a good night. Hopefully.
Let's hope so. In front of me in the canteen earlier on.
Yeah, got to get it in. He was working hard, haven't we?
Yeah, well, he was in front of me. Briefly, there was someone else when Rab pushed in, but we won't go into that. First of all, Daniel, Garth Finney-Blaze, unfortunately non-runner in the Regency.
Yeah, unfortunately he cut his foot in after the race last week, and you know, we was hoping we might get it healed up in time, but unfortunately that just wasn't the case, and it's just one of those things, you know, he wasn't safe enough to run on it, and we've had to take him out, which is a real shame because he was just starting to look like come back to his old form. You know, he ran ever so well in the heats and the semis, you know, and he's had his fair share of problems, the dog, so it was nice to get him back to hopefully what we thought was going to be back to his best, but yeah, it's just one of those things, unfortunately. So.
Well, thanks for telling us that, Daniel, and hopefully all be very well very soon. Now, we're actually going to split your runners in two tonight, do two interviews because you've got the favourites in the big finals. Sussex Cup, proper ARS, multiple Cat 1 winner, including here.
Yeah, he loves it here, you know. I think he won all three in the Olympic last December, and he's won his heats in the semi. Yeah, so he absolutely loves the place, you know. I think the long run to the bend really suits him. The long back straight, you know, he's a dog who's got early pace, middle pace, and he stays every yard of the trip, so... Yeah, hopefully if we could get another big race around here, that'd be great.
And Fabulous Sonique, Coronation Cup winner, just been a revelation of late.
Yeah, you know, she hit 4 years old last month, and she just seems to be in the form of her life, really. You know, she won Coronation Cup, she won well here a couple of weeks back. She did 29.17. Then she went back to Hove and won a little heats in the final competition there, and she's back tonight. She looked like she's got a good draw. It's a good race, you know. The Bitch and 2 is very good. She's got a lot of early, but yeah, like I say, when you've got a bitch in form, you know. No reason to go against them.
I don't know about you. I know your dad's a big poker player. You've got a very strong hand tonight. Let's hope it plays out well.
Oh, I don't play poker, but I'm very hopeful anyway. Yeah. So we've got some great dogs running, and yeah, fingers crossed.
Cheers.
Now we've got our sponsors tonight. Star Sports, split second. Get 50% of your stake back as a free bet if your Greyhound finishes second in any race at Hove on Saturday. Download the app, visit starsports.bet or call the number on screen. Gamble aware and 18 plus. We also have our new low protein nut for high meat diets from Time at Greyhound Nutrition, another sponsor of ours this evening on Gone to the Dogs Live. It's out now. You get a 16.5 kilo bag, 10% extra, and it's a unique formula to balance meat. Not only that, we have Bet Goodwin as well.
Absolutely great supporters have Gone to the Dogs and much appreciated as well. Julian, Alan and the team.
They've sponsored us pretty much from the very beginning, Bet Goodwin, so thank you very much indeed. Busy night, as we can see here at Coral Brighton Hove Stadium, but we've got our next race already, Darryl. We're whizzing through them.
Yeah, this is good to see, isn't it? Because it's a marathon race. It's an all-ladies affair. Trap 5, Sussex Cup doesn't go, but Eternal Spirit, the ex-Irish bitch for Seamus Carhill, very interesting on a Galway form at 9-2. Our smasher needs no introduction. She's been around for so long, hasn't she, for June Harvey? It'd be lovely to see her run well again. She's not been back on the card that long. 11-8. Sussex believes, if you watched the programme at Newcastle last week, you'll know how good she was, and confirmed some very good promise for Peter Harner, but she's not had a look round. Anton's Maggie in Trap 4 on run 101 for Michelle Brown, who also runs her sister, not Michelle's, Anton Maggie's sister, She Loves You, who came back to winning ways at Toaster in the middle of last month.
Well, it is great to have a marathon on the card. 955 metres, just shy of a kilometre they are racing over tonight over at Hove. We're about to parade for our latest race. This is the 6th on the card. This is Trap 1. Eternal Spirit has won over 741 metres in Ireland. Staying is definitely in her future, but she's only had one UK start so far. Inadequate trip in an A2. Hopefully more to come from her. Trap 2 is our smasher. She was the TV Trophy second and the George Curtis and Ballyregan Bob second in 2023. She reached the semis of that latter competition in 24 and she reached the semis of the Regency this year for June Harvey. She's been around the block. Trap 3 is the Lakers Belize, won on our last show in Newcastle on Northern Flat Night, and she was the Durando second as well. So she stays and stays for Peter Harnden. She's 11 from 43. Trap 4 is Anton's Maggie. Has won twice over 9.42 at Toaster. She's very consistent over marathon trips. The further, the better for Anton's Maggie. 13 from 100. And Trap 6, She Loves You. Trap 5 vacant, 6 is She Loves You. In 2023, she was the Kent St Ledger second. 24, she reached the semis of the Golden Jacket, and she's looking to go on better than last week when she was in an A4, 18-1. Who's your pick?
I've got to go with Salakers Beleza running out of Trap 3 for Peter Harnden. Of course, one up at Newcastle. We were there for the Northern Flat, the Angel of the North. We don't have too many marathon races these days. I mean, more's the pity for something like Monge's Wild, who could be mopping them up in many ways. But of course, he's otherwise engaged tonight in the Regency final. But Salakers Beleza, I thought she ran really well then. You know, she stays so strongly, and I think she takes the world of beating. But the betting tells you that anyway.
Yeah, she is a shade of odds on here at 10 to 11. But we've got our smasher in here who obviously has been there and done that, got the T-shirt plenty of times. She is the most experienced bitch in the field. And well, actually, Anton's Maggie, 100 races, but a smasher on these big nights, she can do the business. So she might have a good rival on her inside tonight.
And June and Tony Harvey and Matt Redmond, they know the time of day. And when you see that line of form at Toaster beaten, just over 4 lengths by Monge's Wild, I mean, that sort of form is pretty much good enough to win this. I mean, that's what she's capable of. Again, she relishes extreme distances, if you like. The further they go, the better for our smasher. And if there is a danger, of course, to Salakers Beleza, then it just has to be our smasher. But fair play to Michelle Brown's Litter Sisters, Anton's Maggie and She Loves You. I mean, grand sorts. They won 25 races between them. You know, Litter Sisters for Craig Chesson and David Redmile have to go well, I'm sure. And good luck to, I think it's Paul Wright, Eternal Spirit. And there is the best turned out. And our thanks go to Pre-Market Pet Products for their support, as well as greyhoundrehoming.com,
yes.
Of course, the Coral Stroke Entane rehoming arm. So thank you to both.
For the best turned out this evening. We are just about to head behind the boxes. Plenty of people with differences of opinions tonight. Barking Mad Betting, 3 to beat, 2 he's asking. 2 for Nick Andrew. Basically a 5 furlong race for R. And yeah, Barking Mad Betting. Good evening, Ryan. Glad to have you tuning in. Get back to betting. Right, Daryl, who do you fancy for the marathon? Take a deep breath.
Yeah, absolutely. And somebody stole my thunder because I was going to talk about 5 furlongs, but yeah, you were saying what nearly a kilometre. It sounds a long way, doesn't it? Salakers Beleza was very good at Newcastle the other day, and the trials going into that, if you go through them, they're exceptionally fast. So I've got to stick with her. She hasn't had a look, mind you. She's got 56, 57 seconds or 58 seconds, I think it is, to try and work out what's required. But it's a good race, isn't it? And when you think our smasher is what now, 4 years and 4 months old, but she's still second favourite for a race like this. TV Trophy runner-up back in the day at 7 to 4. Not a great deal of money for Eternal Spirit, but it'll be interesting to see whether that Irish form at Galway has anything to play a part in this racing. And then, of course, the 2 sisters for Michelle Brown. Anton's Maggie, 100 races. She Loves You's had 101. I love it. 101 against 100 in the who's had the most races stakes for the sisters. Bunny spinning. Coral Finals Night Marathon. Hare approaches. Racing and away they go from the boxes. Just going middle was Eternal Spirit, but it's got the early lead. She Loves You on the outside of Salakers Beleza, who's pinned up against the fence in third, and then comes our smasher, and at the rear Anton's Maggie. So Eternal Spirit shows the way for Seamus Carhill, big leader as they go down towards the 4th bend here with the whole lap to run, of course. She Loves You's running a big one at the moment in second, then our smasher. Salakers Beleza is only 4th, and only Anton's Maggie is behind Peter Harden's charge at the moment, but they've got to do it again. One more lap. Eternal Spirit by about 6 past the line with 1 circuit to go. Our Smasher up into second. Suleika's Beleza is now beginning to make ground. Back then to She Loves You. Anton's Maggie is last. What's Eternal Spirit got left? By 2 lengths now, but here comes the big pack now. Suleika's Beleza, big opening on the inside, goes on Our Smasher, checked in behind Eternal Spirit, and Suleika's Beleza is now clear by about 5 or 6 down the stretch, and he's going to back up that Newcastle win in fine fashion. Our Smasher got second. Eternal Spirit crosses the line in third. The clock hasn't stopped, but it doesn't matter because it's a big win for Suleika's Beleza.
The clock hasn't stopped because we don't do marathons at Hove very often. 955 metres, and she looks like she could go round again. That is absolutely unbelievable from Suleika's Beleza. Just loves. Well, it's you know, she could probably go over a kilometre and a half. She's that good. She's so quick, even when the others are crying for the line. That's unreal.
59.81 the winning time, Suleika's Beleza, and yeah, I mean, this was a great exhibition of stamina. We talked earlier about how it's wonderful to see sprinters going head-to-head, the pure speed. Yeah. This is just relentless, and it's just fantastic. And, you know, round here we've had the likes of SpaceJet, the likes of Iams Royal, and so many other great marathon performers, and we don't see enough of them. And Suleika's Beleza is making hay now. We've had these back-to-back meetings, Newcastle, here at Hove, where she's made the most of the extreme distances. Took her a while to get going in many ways, and you just felt that being Our Smashers in front of her, maybe her work is cut out, but you know, she's top notch at the moment, well handled by Peter and the crew, and looks weaving her way through there, and it's the further they went, the further she went away.
I mean, I think she's got a racing brain as well, because she's had to switch inside, outside of dogs, and like you say, the further they went, the better she got. She looked like she was speeding up rather than slowing down, and I don't know about you, if I'd been running a kilometre, I'd be slowing down towards the line, but she was just impressive. Head on. I mean, let's have a look at the head on. One's come right across them. It's a good job the other two missed it, really.
I mean, it's fair play, as Darryl said, in terms of the Irish form. Eternal Spirit tried to run the finish out of Suleika's Beleza, and Our Smasher wasn't possible in the end. But this is, as mentioned at Newcastle, extra special, I think, for Peter, because you know she's a British-bred bitch out of his star performer, Suleika's Pippi, and that makes it extra special.
Right, we're going to have a quick trailer, because Ryan's watching for Barking Mad Betty.
Why ground racing, I hear you ask? Well, it's fast.
Away they go, and 2's left it in the box this point.
It's furious. The dogs absolutely love it.
This was some show.
And to top it off, I found that it's the easiest and best way for me to win some money. £235 in the profit, get in there! So I'm here to allow you to get behind the scenes and share and see and experience the highs and lows of what it is and what it takes to bet on ground racing every single day. I promise you it's going to be a roller coaster of emotions. You know what? We're going to enjoy the ride. We're half a length ahead, we're a length ahead, it's only a matter of how far! I'm Ryan Keneally and this is Barking Mad Betting. Now let's go and win some money.
Mad Betting with Ryan Keneally. I know he's watching the show, so thank you for your support, Ryan, for watching Gone to the Dogs live. If you haven't seen Barking Mad Betting, do make sure you subscribe to that channel, because it is a whole lot of fun, especially when he loses. Right, we've got us ready down at the podium for our latest presentation. Jason, back to you.
What a fantastic performance that was. That is why people love marathons. And Suleika's Beleza certainly got a huge, huge future. I don't want to walk across Nasher, just taking his photo, so I'll tap through here. This is Mark's uncle, by the way. Hello, Mark's uncle.
Hello.
Ah, it's good to meet you. He must be a great disappointment.
Who, me?
Mark!
Well, everyone says that, but I find them all right.
He is all right.
Just
Mark,
about put up with them.
Mark, obviously, ran an absolute cracker derby final night. Real marathon star of the future.
Yeah, like we'd waited a while. We knew she'd stay. Tried to go for a little bit of a touch derby final night in the Durando rather than exposing her before. Just come a little bit short. If she'd have had a run over it, she probably wins. But, you know, we only get one chance. Newcastle last time out. Run well. I didn't think she was quite at her best. Newcastle, impressive to the eye, but she was much better tonight. Got lost a little bit first circuit, but then second circuit she's really took off.
and the track craft really kicked in. There were a couple of occasions, wasn't there?
Yeah, she's good. Last time, dog's just a little bit behind her. She thinks about them a little bit. But once she gets in the clear, she really opens up, like, and, you know, our Smash is not quite the dog of old, but good benchmark, like, and really took off from it.
I tell you what, we look like the weirdest pop group you've ever seen. There's three handsome young men at the back, and then you've got us.
Friends of my Uncle John's, and his, my Uncle John's mate Stuart, these are all his grandsons, so they're here for the first time racing tonight, so I think they're having a good night. Won a few quid so far and won a few quid on this bit, so...
That's what it's all about. Thanks very much. Salekis Beleza, very, very impressive.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, nearly a kilometre to win it, and it only takes a minute, or nearly a minute. 59.81. SpaceJet's clock is much quicker, but we're not worrying about that. 8 to 11 favourite does it nicely. Our Smasher 7 to 4. Eternal Spirit 9 to 2. We start the campaign here, please, Danny, for more marathons. We need a marathon on every single Gone to the Dogs live show.
Would love that, Daryl, and the campaign starts tonight. Right, we have got the big one coming up, or one of the two big ones coming up this evening. It is, of course, the Coral Sussex Cup on the way, and here is how the finalists got to the final.
And they're on their way then, on the approach to the first bend. One chose in front of the two, flying to the corner here, 2 leagues round, and there was grounding behind, and track 2, Proper Harris has moved well clear of King Memphis giving chase. They're followed by 3, Charms Bear. So approaching the second last bend, it's all about track 2 here, with track 3 now into second place, Charms Bear. Followed by 1 in third. They round the home turn and they race up towards the line. It's track 2, 3 runs a belter, 2 bigs 3. And they race away then. Good start for New Betty, but 2 shows good early pace on the inside. 1 was beaten for early speed, but it's track 2, Nick's run in front here. Oh, Mystery. And down the far side they go. Track 2 from 4. Then comes 1 trying to improve as they hit the third bend. It's 2, 1 running a massive race, although 1 had to check there. 2 leads for 1, followed by 4 and 3. They come up the final bend and race up towards the line. Track 2, look at track 1. What a finish! And they race away then. 6 bangs out on the outside to lead ahead of 4. Then comes 1, 3, 2 and 5 at the first bend. And there was grounding around the first 2 turns, and 4 has gone on. Queen Shakira goes 2 left clear of 6, followed by 1 and 2. Approaching the second last bend as they do so. Queen Shakira here for Rapin now, with 6 close up on the outside. They're clear of 1 as they level up for home. Then 4 from 6 and 1 and up towards the line. A ding-dong battle here, 4 and 6.
There you can see Chelmsford Bear, who's going to go in the Sussex Cup final for Top Man. I've always got to say Top Man, Craig Morris. Hello, Craig.
How you doing, Jason?
Very well indeed. Now, obviously, you got Chelmsford Bear after he went out for the Derby, a couple of runs at Toaster, and then went to the 3 steps. Exceptional. Got to the final, went off favourite in the final.
Yeah, he did. He just made an absolute hash of the start in the final and give himself too much to do. But he ran with credit throughout that competition, and then, you know, we come straight here, and you know he's run exceptional again in heat and semi, and he takes his place in another Cat 1 final. So yeah, it was good.
I mean, that run in the semi again after that start really was something to behold.
Yeah, well, I think off the second bend, he's probably one of, if not the fastest dog in the country. Do you know what I mean? Down the back straight and coming home, but he's just got a bad habit now of just totally like. It's like he's letting them go, and I'll try and catch up at the end. But obviously, in the race tonight, especially with Mark's dog, he's not going to be able to do that. He's going to have to try and break a little bit better. But you know, we're there. He's got a chance. He'll need things to happen for him to get a run into the race. But if they do, he's as fast as anything. He'll take his chance if he can.
Now, few trainers are as shrewd as you as it comes to understanding odds. 15 to 2, I saw. That's way too big.
Yeah, I thought that. When you look at his run in the semi, I think he's probably the second fastest dog in the race. Obviously, Mark's dog's going to be very hard to beat. If that chap's in lead, I think it's game over. I think that's won. But you know, if that didn't happen and it does get a bit messy, he's definitely going to be the strongest coming home. And yeah, that prize could look massive.
I'm not going to lie, I've saved on the forecast.
Yeah, wise move.
Moving on. in the Droopy's Clue Happy Retirement and Stud Trophy, Chelm's Chloe, Exeter Graham Holland, 2 for 3 for you at Romford.
Yeah, I don't really think she was a Romford bitch, to be honest. Even though she won 2 from female, she done, you know, good times there. She's a bitch, I think, that needs plenty of work. We missed 2 weeks for her to come here for the trial. She stumbled coming out, and you know, this is probably as far as she wants. But you know, she's a lot better than what a trial, you know, suggests. And now she's had a look round, and that it's a hot race. And obviously, again, Mark's bitch in 1 is probably the best bitch in the country at the minute. So, but it would not surprise me if she ran a big race. I think she's a really, really good bitch.
8.59 Flashing Fender, who we know all about from Toaster.
Yeah, he's just gone really off the boil since we took him to Yarmouth. We thought Yarmouth would shoot him down to the ground, you know what I mean? But he's really gone off the boil, so we just thought we'd stick him on here and just see how he performed here, because he's just not having Yarmouth.
When we go off air, cartoonist?
I think he's the best chance I got as a winner. I think 11-2 for him is massive. I rate him really highly, and you know, he's only a big gangly pup, but if he gets a run, he's got a good chance.
Now, everyone, whenever I interview Craig, as I did at the start of this interview, I always say what a nice guy he is, top man, all of that thing. I saw him earlier. I said, jokingly, you've got to change your shirt. He said, I can't, because this is what I am. Stand up. Look at the arrogance of this. He's the boss. Brilliant, mate. Fantastic.
Loving that, yeah. Strong staying Chelm's Bear in trap 4. Let's take him from the top, though. First run in 72, wasn't it? The Sussex Cup, been around a long while. 33 to 1 hour mystery in trap 1. Loves the red jacket for June Harvey. 7 out of 10 in red. Proper Heiress is, of course, the one they've got to beat. 2 to 5. 5 out of 5 over course and distance. Mark Wallace, MWD partnership. Queen Shakira in the 3 for Liz McNair. Chelm's Bear, we've just heard about. We agree entirely with what Jason was saying. Could be staying on for the forecast spot. Quill's Kids for Esther Driver, 33 to 1 in 5, which means Slick Central, the only wide runner, has got a lovely draw there. 3 to 1 in trap 6, 2 to 5. Warm favourites in trap 2, Proper Heiress.
Cannot wait for this race. The Coral Sussex Cup final, 2 to 5 about Proper Heiress. What I will say is there's a couple that won't parade here, traps 1 and 4, Oa Mystery and Chelm's Bear. And leading them out is our boy again. It is the one that I just forgot the name of, Glengar Bobby, because I've got so many names in my head. Glengar Bobby, retired and loving it. He looks very smart as well. His coat looks beautiful. So if you haven't got a retired greyhound, do make sure you check out our greyhoundrehoming.com. It's the
but that is not Quill Quids.
That is not Quill Quids. Quill Quids is on his way. Oa Mystery, he won't parade. In 2023, he was the Irish Produce Stakes 3rd Olympic semi-finalist. In 24, he reached the Blue Ribbon semis. He was off for a spell, but he seems back to his best now. Here's the champ, Proper Heiress. Steel City Cup and Eclipse semi-finalist. Then he went on to win the Olympic. He was then a Blue Ribbon finalist, and he then went on and stormed to victory in the Winter Derby and the Kent Plate. He is seeking his 4th Category 1. Mark Wallace, I will say, has won this race before, just once with Drumcrow Brent. Queen Shakira, 3 Cat 1 semis as a puppy, was a 24 and 25 Kent Plate finalist. Brighton Bell 3rd. She's probably due a top prize of her own for Liz and Rab McNair, who've never won the Sussex Cup. Neither's June Harvey, who has Oa Mystery. Track 4 was Chelm's Bear, 24 second in the Monmouth Puppy Derby, 3rd in the Olympic, and 3 steps 3rd as well for Craig Morris. 0 wins in this race. This is Quill Quids. Toughest task to date, is the most inexperienced in the field and could surprise for Esther Driver, who's had a really, really good year. No better feeling, who's on the card later on. His testament to that. 0 wins, though, in the Sussex Cup so far. Slick Sentinel, Eclipse 2nd, Blue Ribbon 2nd, Derby semi-finalist for Patrick Janssens, who's got 2 previous winners of this race, Barricane Tiger and Bocco's Doomy. Who wins it?
The most likely winner, of course, is Proper Heiress. You've just reeled off his successes, and they are monumental. Derby disappointment notwithstanding, he's back to his best. That was brilliant in the semi-finals, as it was in the heats. He won the Coral Olympic here. He knows Hove. He runs Hove really, really well. I just think Slick Sentinel out in trap 6 has got a chance to lead. He was just dragged back in that semi-final, and then to come back again against Queen Shakira, I thought it was a really good run. Good luck to Craig Morris. You just heard from him, Barntick Bear, and now Chelm's Bear, an absolute star. Now with Lee Harris. he's so popular, but it's going to have to be a little bit of a crowded race, you feel, for the likes of Chelmsford Bear to get there. But good luck to June Harvey, good luck to the McNairs, Craig Morris and Esther Driver as well. They had such a great run, of course, with no better feeling in the Derby, reaching the semi-finals. Good luck to Esther and Paul Salis, who's still growing his beard, and he says he will only have a shave when Chelsea stop winning trophies. He's going to look like Father Christmas in a few years, don't you think?
Are they good at winning trophies?
The Blues, they are. I'll explain later. Joe knows well, and well done to Hinkley Town winning 4-2 in the FA Cup for our Gone to the Dogs colleague, the manager Joe Keneally. Well done.
Yeah, they had a bit of a rough start to the season with a 6-0 defeat, so they've turned that around with a 4-2. Well done, Joe. I know you'll be watching, if not right now and live, you will be watching at some point in the future. Plenty on the 2, come on the 6, 2-4-6 combo tri-cast. Good luck, 6 for me, 2 a top-class jog, 2 is Poetry in Motion. Yes, I think he is. Darryl, who wins it?
As Hobbsy says, the most likely winner is Proper Heiress, so I'm not going to steer away. But the key moment could come very early, couldn't it? Because Our Mystery in Trap 1 can trap, we know that. He'll be edging away slightly from the fence, so... Do you remember when Proper Heiress won at Monmore the win to Derby? I could have stopped commentating after 2 seconds. He was that far in front, but... The early moments could tell here, couldn't it? The Coral Sussex Cup final, wonderful history. So good this race is still over 5:15, of course. That is what it is all about, that long run to the corner. Good luck to them all. Here we go. Racing away. And from the boxes, a level enough start. Slick Central moving up. Proper Heiress has got by Our Mystery and will turn on the inside and now just move on. So Proper Heiress, the favourite, goes on. Queen Shakira is a length and a half away. Then Slick Central in the stripes. Chelmsford Bear is beginning to make a run. They're clear of Our Mystery. Quill quits. It's Proper Heiress though by 2.5 lengths. Queen Shakira is trying to make some progress. Then Slick Sentinel, Chelmsford Bear back in 4th. It's Proper Heiress. It is the Olympic champion. And now the Sussex Cup winner. The perfect 6 from 6 over course and trip. Proper Heiress, another big prize. Chelmsford Bear in 2nd. Ran on strongly. Queen Shakira got 3rd. But we salute you proud. Proper Heiress. What a super dog he is.
What a super dog. 29.63, the unofficial winning time of the Sussex Cup final, sponsored by Coral. But what a dog this is, Hobbsy.
Extraordinary, and that's another major trophy for Proper Heiress. When you think Kent Plate, Winter Derby, the Juvenile Championship, the Olympic, and that battle with Slick Sentinel into the first bend. Pat Jansen's runner was right there for Keith also, but so too was Proper Heiress on the inside. And once in front, you're not going to dislodge this greyhound. He's so strong runner. He's an absolute brute of a dog in front. And well done to Mark Wallace, to the MWD partnership, Mike and Michelle, 2 away and gone. Fair play to Chelmsford Bell in Trap 4, run on for 2nd. Hats off to Craig Morris, he'll be delighted.
Unbelievable for Proper Heiress, and we can head for the first time to Gail May.
Right, well, if the volume of the parader is anything to go by, I think that's what got him over the line. Well done, Dan, you must be delighted.
Over the moon. That's it. Such a great run. He's a fantastic dog, and you know he's not come away as well, but his pace to the bend is just fantastic. You know, once he was led, he's never going to get beat because he just absolutely loves this track. You know, and he's a brilliant dog.
Yes, he's 6 out of 6 from here, and is that his 3rd Cat 1 win, I think?
I think it's his 4th Cat 1 win overall, yeah. So obviously one here last year and then one more at Central Park as well. So that's his 4th Cat 1, 2nd one here. So he's just a brilliant dog, you know. Can't say no more about him. He's got everything you want in a dog: early, middle, stays. He wants to win. He drives the bends. Can't say no more about him. He's just a fantastic dog.
Yeah, well done. Go and celebrate. So pleased for you.
Thank you very much.
Well done, dude.
What a run. And the MWD partnership, I mean, we were just stood behind them because they were outside screaming, cheering and everything else, and just getting him across the line. But it was the crucial point here, Hobbsy, when he's got ahead of everybody in the run to the first bend, and after that this lad doesn't get pegged back.
He doesn't. He's very strong running in front. He's an absolute star. Do you remember the Juvenile Championship at Toaster up against Bocco's Diamond? And on that occasion, it was Mark Wallace who, flying a flag for England, won the race, and Bocco's Diamond, I think, was 3rd, wasn't he, in the end? And Droopy's Plunge was 2nd. I mean, the form of that race is just astonishing. The time Grand Nutrition Juvenile, when you think now, Proper Heiress 1, Droopy's Plunge 2, Bocco's Diamond 3. Extraordinary. And at that point, he was a big player for the Derby. There was Derby disappointment. 2nd round, I think he was knocked out. But it wasn't right. He's come back, great training performance, and he's back where he belongs, at the top table.
And just the raw speed into that first bend. I mean, we saw it in the Winter Derby. I think it's still one of the best races of the year for me when he was just so fast into that first turn. And I remember Steve Nash putting on Twitter, yes, that is the first bend photograph because he was so far ahead up to the first corner. Darryl, can you confirm our result, please?
Well, here it is, Danny. Proper heiress has won a third Cat 1 this year. Now, you know, winning 3 Cat 1s puts you in the sort of Greyhound of the Year realm, and we're only in the second day of August. 29.64, by the way, is the second fastest of the year. I'll give you no prizes for guessing who's got the quickest and the third quickest of the year, and the quickest last year. Chelm's Bear ran on strongly to get second at 7-1. And Queen Shakira was back in third at 10-1. Not the shortest price winning favourite in the Sussex Cup. 4 dogs won at 2-5 previously. I'm not going to list them all, but they're all superstars. But 4-9 is short enough, but money in your pocket if you backed him.
And then a lot of people will be going for the Imperial Kennels double later on with Monge's Wild as well.
It's a very, very good start. I remember Ballinkill Liam just edged out by a brilliant performance from Shadow Storm. But yeah, I mentioned earlier, this Sussex Cup has an extraordinary, 50-year plus history. When you think, you know, grounds like Yankee Express on there, the Jolly Norman, Hit the Lid, Slippy Blue, you're talking Derby champions, you're through to Smoking Bullet, Vinnie Jones and all the crew for Barnfield on Air and Tom's the Best, Phantom Flash, through to Derek Knight's hat full of winners. Of course, he trained Ninja, Candle in Monsoon, and last year's winner, New in Benny. Bocco's Dooming for Pat Jansen's. Extraordinary run of success and a worthy name at the top of the Roll of Honour now.
And I think the whole of Imperial Kennels is on the podium, and I'm sure Jason will be talking to quite a few. What a run, Jason.
What a run indeed. An absolute superstar. Proper heiress wins the Coral Sussex Cup final. I've got to come in it. First of all, champ, I saw that look in your eye earlier on while we were at the trophies.
That was a really, really good race, you know, Slick Sentinel, Chelm's Bear and Rabs, and you know, it was a terrific race, and but he just went to plan there. You know, he trapped better than he has trapped before, and we knew Slick Sentinel would go up with him, but of course he's got that inside pitch, which was vital, and Chelm's Bear was going to come after him, but he held it in the semi-final, and thankfully he held it again tonight. You know, another great performance from a great dog.
I mean, he likes it at a lot of places, but he does run this track particularly well.
Yeah, he loved Hove for the Olympic, and he's, you know, we gave him that break after he got knocked out of the Derby. Looked like he'd had maybe a race too many there, and he needed a break, and we proved that was the right decision. 6 weeks off, and he's come back as fresh as anything, and bang into competition form.
And I'm going to go and have a word with some of the... Daniel, first of all, I'm ignoring Emily on purpose. He's achieved so much, but there's a lot more to come.
Yeah, hopefully, you know, he's 3 next month, you know, and hopefully we've got another good year with him. I said it's his 4th category one now, his 2nd one here, and he's just a fantastic dog. He's got everything you want in a top-class ground, and yeah, he just never fails to disappoint us, you know.
I'll talk to you later, Emily, but I've got to go across to Mike and Michelle here. Mike, looking at the trophy, I hope you're not using it as a mirror, Mike.
We've been on it before, so it's 4 years ago since Drumcrow Brent was on here, so it's really good to be back.
And that year you did the double, didn't they? Will it be a double delight later on tonight? I'm going to shift out the way so we can concentrate on the brilliant winner of the Coral Sussex Cup. It was, of course, Proper Heiress!
Bet Clever, Bet Goodwin, proud sponsors of Gone to the Dogs.
Bet Goodwill, Bet Goodwill, Bet Goodwill.
Our thanks to Bet Goodwin for sponsoring the show here, Gone to the Dogs Live. We could not do it without these supporting sponsors. Star Sports is another one. Split second, get 50% of your stake back as a free bet if your Greyhound finishes second in any race at Hove on Saturday. Download the app, visit starsports.bet or call the number on screen. And we have our Time Greyhound nutrition sponsors as well. They've got a new low-protein, nut-for-high-meat diet, so get involved with the Time Club. Right, we've got our Droopy's Clue Happy Retirement and Stud Trophy race coming up next, so here is a tribute to him.
Winner of 30 of his 47 races, all in open class. Droopy's Clue was much more than just fast. He was a phenomenon, a fighter, and for those closest to him, a once-in-a-lifetime greyhound. His first steps into the spotlight came at Hove on April 1st, 2023, where he made all the running in a maiden contest to score on debut. That was the start of something special. 3 more wins followed at the Sussex track, including a heat of a Category 2 puppy competition, and whispers of greatness began. That winning streak ended in just his 5th start, last place behind Ballymac John. But even the best falter, and Droopy's Clue never let it define him. Just weeks later, he chased home Brookside Ritchie in a Derby Trial Stakes and booked his place in the English Greyhound Derby. It wasn't to be. He missed qualification by one heartbreaking position in the first round, but he left the track that night with heads turned and hearts stirred. After a short regroup, he returned to Towcester in July for the Juvenile Classic. He dazzled in a trial stakes and then again in the first round, turning the tables on Ballymac John by 5.5 lengths. Though beaten in the semis, Droopy's Clue dug deep in the final. In the kind of finish that defines careers, he surged late to beat Righty by a short head. His first Category 1 title and a glimpse of his unshakable will. That run revealed a deeper engine. Connections stepped him up in distance and he answered with heart. In the Monmore Summer Stayers Classic, he overcame first round trouble, won his semi and was narrowly denied in the final, just a neck shy of glory. In September came something spectacular, an unbeaten campaign in the Premier Greyhound Racing St Ledger at Perry Bar, topped by a jaw-dropping, track record-breaking final win over 710 metres. Each victory confirmed it. Droopy's Clue wasn't just a top-class dog, he was a superstar, and one who could shine across any trip. October brought a return to Four Bends at Central Park. He shattered track records in both the heat and semi of the Kent Derby, but luck deserted him in the final. Trouble early, a brave 4th behind Churchfield Sid. It wouldn't be his last battle. In December, he travelled to Ireland Shelburne Park for the Winter Racing Festival. A fall at the first bend was a scare, but in true Droopy's Clue fashion, he bounced back the very next week at Hove, storming unbeaten through the George Curtis and Ballyregan Bob Memorial, a 3rd Category 1 title delivered with flair. Those efforts saw him crowned GBGB Greyhound of the Year for 2023, a richly deserved honour for a dog who gave everything, every time. In 2024, he returned with purpose. He won his Bet365 Hunt Cup heat before another bout of early trouble ended his campaign. Then came a moment of wonder. A 28.58 in a Derby Trial Stakes at Towcester. An electric, track record-breaking run by almost 8 lengths. Sadly, a physical setback kept him from the Derby itself, but he returned on Derby final night to win the Maurice Newman Memorial, again from the front. In July, he looked set for Coral Sussex Cup glory. Trial Stakes, heat, semi, all won. But fate had other plans. A crowded final left him 3rd behind Newham Benny. Still, Droopy's Clue wasn't done. In Monmore's Summer Stayers Classic, he was runner-up in both the heat and semi-final, saving his fire for the final. And there it was, another late surge, another victory by a head, his 4th Category 1 and redemption for the year before. Then, in September, he did what no other had done. Back-to-back wins in the Premier Greyhound Racing St Ledger. Again unbeaten, again odds-on, again glorious. A legend cemented. That was his last campaign. A training setback ended his 2024 season. But he didn't leave the year empty-handed. He was named GBGB Stayer of the Year. After trialling through the winter, he returned in February 2025. But something wasn't quite right. He finished 5th at Monmore and was sidelined again. Then, in June, he gave us one final gift. A stunning Coral Sussex Cup Trial Stakes win at Hove. He led down the back and powered home by 3 lengths. It was vintage Clue, raw pace, big heart. He was entered for the Regency, but another issue surfaced. This time, there would be no comeback. The decision to retire him was not made lightly, but it was right. Done with love, pride, and deep respect. Droopy's Clue was more than a winner. He was a warrior with soul, a champion with fire, and a friend with courage. His story is one of spirit, of comebacks, of heartbreak and brilliance. He ran his heart out every single time. And in doing so, he ran into our hearts forever.
Well, there he is, Droopy's Clue, leading out the field for his happy retirement at Stud Trophy race. And you know what? He's going to be gutted. He's not going in the traps, that lad, because he does. You can see it. He's like, where am I going? I've got to go to the traps.
Sensational. I mean, back-to-back St Ledgers, absolute greyhound racing history.
Right, we've got our next race coming up. There is Fabulous Sunny. 2023, she reached the Emperor Stakes final. In 24, she reached the Blue Ribbon final, Coronation Cup and Champion Stakes semis, and she was the Essex Vars third. She's won her last 5 races, including the Coronation Cup. There's Chelm's Chloe. She's made a good impression over here so far. She's 2 from 3, and she's won 2 over in Ireland as well. So 4 career wins to her tally. Claire Keith Liana in trap 3 at 10-1. Gold Collar semi-finalist of 2024. She's super consistent. She's 16 from 56, and she absolutely loves it here at Hove. We then get trap 4, Gucci Detail. She's only had 1 open win. She's only won graded here at the track. She won an A1 last time. She races at the top grade. She's so consistent all the time. She's won 6 times from 15 starts that she's had so far for Richard Rees. And trying to hurdle the rail there as well. Trap 5, Easy Tizzy. She's had 1 open win, and she's also a solid top grade runner here for Carl Gardner and Penn Racing. 9 from 29, her career stat. And our final runner of this race is Ballymac Kinga. She reached the Gold Collar semi-finals, and she's a 5-time open winner for Belinda Green. She's currently at 9-2, but it looks like Ollie and the Wallies. Oh, I hadn't even realised they owned that Ballymac King, a great syndicate name. But Fabulous Sunny, she should be flying out the boxes here and winning hands down, shouldn't she?
She's so consistent, ultra consistent. Winning the Coronation Cup was nothing more than she deserved. She's very much on a roll at the moment. I think she's looking to make it 6 on the spin. She goes to traps a warm order here. But Chelm's Chloe running well for Craig Morris. Up and coming, whether good enough today to beat Fabulous Sonic remains to be seen. But good luck to the MWD, Lee Harris, Rod Lynn and Gillian Woodruff, the No Detail Syndicate, Penn Racing, and of course the infamous and the well-known now Ollie and the Wallies Syndicate. Well done.
I wonder who the Wallies are. Darryl, over to you.
Thank you very much, Danny. 6 young ladies in awe of Droopy's Clue here. It's an all-bitches contest, of course, this happy retirement at Stud Trophy in honour of Droopy's Clue, and 4-11, getting warmer and warmer. I think 8-13 earlier in the day. We've had 7 races tonight. 6 have gone to the favourite, and 4 of those have been odds on, and now 4-11. So they can't get on quick enough here. Fabulous Sonic for MWD Partnership and Mark Wallace. It is 8-1 Chelm's Chloe. Interesting runner action. Some of the Cork form would give her a chance of being involved in the finish. Maybe filling the forecast spot. 5-1 is Ballymac King, and 9's about Easy Tizzy, and then 12-1 Gucci Detail, and 16's Claire Keith Liana. Plenty of experience, local experience on the card here. A lot of A1 regulars. But Fabulous Sonic, as they go into the boxes now, is the very, very warm favourite at 4-11. 28.82, the best of the year. Slick Sentinel's time. 28.69 is the clock. Starter in front of the boxes. As we say, happy retirement at Stud. Droopy's Clue, bunny up the boxes. 500 metres. Racing, and away they go. Claire Keith Liana got away best, then chased up by Easy Tizzy. The favourite Fabulous Sonic is on the rail, but at the back of the field, and just getting a little bit crowded then as Gucci Detail leads by about 1.5 from Easy Tizzy. Then in third is 3, Claire Keith Liana making ground. Ballymac King will stay on. Fabulous Sonic is up into 5th position, but 5th only. Chelm's Chloe is at the rear. They turn in. Gucci Detail looking for a Richard Rees double. Claire Keith Liana switches outside for Cole Gardner. Then comes the 5 Easy Tizzy. To the line they go. 3 edging on Claire Keith Liana. Got it for Cole Gardner. Tight for the second. Easy Tizzy 5 and Gucci Detail 4. We wait for the judge, and on the clock it's 29.21.
A good time for Claire Keith Liana, the Gold Collar semi-finalist of 2024. She absolutely loves it here. She's had 16, now 17 wins in her career, and Fabulous Sonic just hasn't got a run. 29.22 confirmed time for Claire Keith Liana. That was, of course, over the 500 metres. But I mean, Fabulous Sunny, she's just not got the run into the first bend, and she was always on the back paw.
Had to come from off the pace in this instance. I mean, sometimes she can bomb the lids, but she hasn't on this occasion. They're always going to play catch-up. But fair play, I mean, you know, for Carl Gardner on a big night like this, you know, massive performance from Trap 3, Claire Keith, Liana for Rodlin and Gillian Woodruff coming to beat Gucci Detail, who've done everything right for such a long way. Easy Tizzy, absolutely flying. I think very much a Carl Gardner one too. Remember, of course, grandson of the late Claude Gardner, who, you know, had such a great history here at Hove, won a Regency back in the day with He Went Whoosh. So that's going to be special for not just the trainer, but the owners as well, with the Claire Keith prefix. They're well known.
Very well known. I was just watching one of the runners there going on to the hair rail pretty much, and I think it was Traps Higgs, Ballymac Kinga. She kind of went onto the grass, so she went that wide down the back. But cracking effort, and look at the drone shots. We've got it back. I think we had a little bit of a technical issue with the drone, but it is back up and running. And you can see how wide Kinga wants to go. She'd rather be on the grass than anywhere else. Everybody else pretty much sticking to their racing line, apart from Liana, who's gone straight to the rail.
Yeah, absolutely. Not too much room there for, I think at that stage it was Gucci Detail. Fair play, held its line into the first bend, 5 and 6, trying to get a posse down the far side. But hats off to the greyhound in the white jacket, who's come through for the 17th time to be successful.
Superb effort from Claire Keith, Liana, and what a view we've got here as well. We can see the sea in the background. It looks beautiful. The sun is still shining, I can tell you, here at Brighton Hove Greyhound Stadium, and it's just a beautiful night. Really good atmosphere, loud in the restaurant. We've had plenty of cheers and oi-ois and all sorts, haven't we, Obsy?
We certainly have. Always a good atmosphere here at Hove, especially on a big night like this with two Cat 1s, and they'll be delighted, really. There's Carl Gardner with Claire Keith Liana winning the Droopy's Clue Happy Retirement at Stud Trophy, and who knows, potentially a suitor for Droopy's Clue. This is the Droopy's Clue Happy Retirement at Stud Trophy. You never know. Let's go to Daryl.
Thank you, Hopsy. We talked about all those favourites winning in. Here's one for those who love a big price or a big price TriCast. Wow, look at this. Claire Keith Liana, who's been winning loads of A1s around here. She had that local knowledge. 18 to 1. Gucci Detail 12 to 1 in second. Easy Tizzy 10 to 1 in third. I'm going to look up the TriCast and come back to you later. But Jason, it's all yours with winning connections.
Yes, I'm laughing because Droopy's Clue has been an absolute monkey. More about Droopy's Clue in a bit, though. Fantastic performance by Claire Keith, Liana. I've got to come to you, Carl. Very impressive.
Yeah, it was a very impressive race. When the One Dogs missed it, she's had every opportunity to turn in front, and she's very game. She'll give everything she's got every race. So, yeah, a lovely performance tonight.
And tell us about the temperament, because that's to put up with Droopy's Clue mucking around.
To be fair, she can be quite feisty, but she's a bit tired, so she's a little bit mellow tonight.
Well, it really was an absolutely wonderful performance. And any plans for future anywhere? I know it's ran well in the Gold Collar before.
She did. On home soil, maybe later in the year, we'll give it a crack. But, you know, she's not young anymore, so we'll pick and choose wisely.
None of us are, Cole, none of us are. Now, I've got to come over here with Teresa, Droopy's Clue, Greyhound, former Greyhound of the Year, of course, mucking around.
He wasn't, he was just looking at the ladies. That's his next job, isn't it, after racing there, the ladies? So he was just having a look.
He is a superstar.
Touching, just looking.
But he is a superstar. That's been absolutely, and just adorable.
He is, yeah. He could have joined in the race if I'd let him.
And you showed me, actually, I was called Billy No Mates earlier on by Teresa. She invited me over to a table and we looked at the video, didn't we?
We did, yeah, because you hadn't seen it, and it'd been out since Thursday.
I'm not really one for computers, but it was a great piece.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Well done to Danny and Ashley and the lads that put it together, yeah.
Great by Seamus, yourself and all the crew, and the wonderful Droopy's Clue. It's just wonderful to see an absolute superstar.
It is, and the girls will be queuing up for him as well, with him retiring to stud. So superb to see that Droopy's Clue is still up for racing, to be fair, but well done to Claire Keith Liana as well. Right, nothing more important in our sport than rehoming our retired athletes. do head to the Greyhound Homing UK website and see all the different stories and relive that video, especially the first bit when the Greyhound can't catch the ball, because that's the best bit for me. Right, we are going to look back to last week and see how the Regency finalists made it to tonight.
695 metres and away they go. 5 was the first to break, showing good acceleration to lead. 6 in second place, followed by 2, 1, 3 and 4. They come off the second bend and Droopy's Invent is flying up front here. 4 lengths clear of trap 6. Then comes 1, 2, 3 and 4. Around the third and fourth turns, trap 5 still with a big cushion here. Droopy's Invent over trap 6. Trap 1 begins to eat up ground now. Finally blazes, flying in second place with 2 bends to go. The race gets serious now. It's trap 5. Here comes the odds-on favourite in trap 1. Had to switch positions there. 5 from 1. Then comes 6 and 4. It's Finally Blaze who proves the stronger. Here we go, the second semi-final, and they're on their way. A fly for 1 on the inside. 4 pacing up. Then comes 5. 2, 3, 6 beaten for early pace. So trap 1 now being joined by 4. 4 takes over from 5. Then comes 2, 1, 3 and 6. Trap 4, Rambo Empire. With 1 complete circuit left to race. 2.5 lengths clear of Vega every chance. Then followed by 2, Brett and Molly. Then comes trap 3. Trap 4 really opens up here. 3 lengths clear of Vega. Then comes 2 and 3. 3 is making a big run here. Art Riddler at a big price. Trap 4 shows the way to Art Riddler in second place, followed by 5 and 2. Off the funnel bend they come. It's trap 4, but 3 land down a big late challenge here at the pay post. It's the White Jacket. Third semi-final, and they race away there and approach the first bend. 6 of the outside has the lead over 1 on the inside close up. They're followed by 5, 2, 3 and 4. They come off the second bend then. 6 out wide being challenged by 1, 2, 3 and 5 well up there. Not too much between the first several here. Trap 2 now on the inside with 1. Mongy's Wild travelling particularly well now. Look at that for acceleration. Shoots clear now of 2 in second place. 5 improves Bombay Nutty. Big gap now between first and last, and trap 3 the anti-post favourite. The champion over 6 beds so far this year is well clear of trap 5. Mongy's Wild really impressive tonight. 3 beats 5, 3 wins 5. Big margin.
Now, in Pirates of the Caribbean, they would call that booty. Treasure indeed. I'm here with the champ. Hello, champ.
Hi, Jace. All right.
Now, my cameraman asked me, what should I concentrate on? What's he after tonight? And being you, you didn't say it, I did. Everything.
No, I would never presume something like that, but it would be lovely to win some of these trophies again. We've been blessed in the past and very lucky to be able to win these before, and we've certainly got some good chances tonight.
Yeah, obviously doubled up in the past. I spoke to Daniel earlier on about the Sussex Cup and the Droopy's Clue retirement race as well. So we're on to the Premier Greyhound Regency final. You've won it 4 times in the past, and fair to say you've got 2 chances, but a bit of a hot pot.
Yeah, with certainly Mongy's Wild. He was come back from a break from a cough just around Derby time, so the first round I thought he needed the run a little bit, which showed, and then he really come on for the run last week. That was just breathtaking the way he won the semi-final last week, and we've had a good week with him, so we tried not to do too much with him because he's spot on, it's there for the taking for him. It's his to lose, I would say.
Because he is a genuine superstar. If there could have been one slight blip on the Derby night, it's that he wasn't there, because it was a great race anyway. The Durando, not so much for you, but it would have brought the house down, wouldn't it?
Yes. He's very special, and he's got people talking. He's had 16 races, won 15, 2 big competitions, some superb times. What's to me is really good about him is that track craft. He seems like to be one of those sort of 800 metre, 1500 metre athletic runners, and he seems to bide his time waiting for gaps to open, and then when he does go through it, he shows a burst of pace that's just incredible. you know, I haven't seen that too often in my long time in greyhound racing. He's very special and very exciting.
And you could really have the perfect, I don't mean it in a rude way, foil with Romeo Empire going off on the inside.
Yeah, listen, take nothing for granted. The other 4 dogs in the race are fantastic dogs. They would grace it'd be a very, very good final without Monge's Wild, including our other dog, Bombay Nutty, who's, you know, he's been brilliant over the last few months. You know, he's deserving of a Category 1 victory, but he keeps bumping into Monge's Wild. So, but Monge's Wild is special. And
well, I was going to say he has gone from trap 6, but it was in the golden jacket.
Yeah.
5 or 6 lengths behind Monge's Wild.
Yeah, he ran very well that night, and you know, it's not impossible for him to run a big race again tonight. But it's a great race, and it'd be great to watch, hopefully.
I was chatting to some of the crowd. They say it's just great to be the superstars. Now, I just want to say this is how important the champ is. He's got his own private security. Could you come over here, please, Fred? People think he's here for the trophies. He's not. Fred, you're here to look after the champ. Is that right?
Definitely.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm not mucking around. Best of luck, Mark.
Cheers, thank you. Cheers.
Thanks, Fred.
Monge's Wild, incredible record. It could get even better, couldn't it, in the next few minutes? The 1-4 favourite here to try and add to his Golden Jacket's success and television trophy from earlier in the year. Romeo Empire in trap 2 has only been once over course and distance, 4-1 chance for Pat Jansen's Art Riddler and Seamus Cahill, also represented by Droopy's Invent in traps 4 and 5, 14s and 40-1, and Bombay Nutty, second string for the Mark Wallace team, runner up in the jacket at 12-1.
I'm excited for this race. We are heading over the 695 metres, £20,000 on offer. Unfortunately, we have one non-runner with Garfinny Blaze defecting this evening. Gary being very stern with our paraders. And there is our latest retired greyhound. And I do have the name as well once I look at the right page. And it's Britannia Chaz. So Britannia Chaz, retired and loving it. They do love it. And they are always very eager when the hair goes round and when they're putting the lure in place to be getting back out on the track. Now, this is Romeo Empire. He was the British Breeders' Stakes third, got to the Derby quarter-finals and has only been beaten once over 6 bends. And that was in the semi-finals last week behind Art Riddler. Track 3, Monge's Wild. He's a stunner as well as a superstar. He's got 2 track records to his name, the Monmore 684 and the Toaster 942. He won the TV trophy, he's won the Golden Jacket, and he's currently on a 13-timer, 15 from 16 for Imperial Kennels. Art Riddler, track 4. This is a tough task, but he does have 5 wins over course and distance. Seamus Cahill looking for his first win in the Regency. In fact, Seamus Cahill's got 2, Patrick Jansen's with 1 runner, both of them looking for their first Regency wins. Mark Wallace has 4 to his name already. This is track 5, Droopy's Invent, the Monmore Puppy Derby semi-finalist. He's unexposed over 6 furlongs, 6 bends. He's only raced over 6 in this competition. And obviously hitting his stride. Track 6, Bombay Nutty, English Puppy Derby semi-finalist, Hunt Cup semi-finalist, Golden Jacket second. He is a nice tie, 13 from 33. Just saying 4 for Mark Wallace as well. Blonde Fletch 2011, Billy's Bullet 2016, Iams a Breeze 2019, Iams a Royal 2021. Star Sports, one of our sponsors, new customer offer. Bet £50, get a £25 free bet. Sign up with that promo code BET50, get 25. Another of our sponsors this evening is Time Greyhound Nutrition. Plenty of you out there will know about Time Greyhound Nutrition. This is their new product, the new low-protein nut for high-meat diet. Do join the Time Club. I'll breathe.
You can do, and hats off, of course, as well to Bet Goodwin. The runners are heading to the traps. £20,000 for the winner. Premier Greyhound Racing Regency final. A red-hot favourite. I'm not surprised. He's won his last 12 starts. Monge's Wild. I've described him as potentially Greyhound Racing's next superstar. We had Droopy's Plunge, of course, just a matter of weeks winning the Derby. But this is a winning sequence that's being built up. He's winning competition. Won the TV trophy. You know, he's won the Golden Jacket. He's now looking to add the Regency to his title. Fair play to Seamus Cahill. He's matching Mark now with the withdrawal of Garfinny Blaze. He's got the 2 runners in here as well. Art Riddler and Droopy's event. So good luck to Nick Hassan and good luck to our boss, Dave Lawrence, of course, part owner of Droopy's event, with the likes of Tony Campbell, Lee Police and Damien Teven, and Bombay Nutty for the MWD partnership, the kennel mate of Monge's Wild, and not forgetting, of course, Romeo Empire from Derby winning breeder and owner Dave Firmager and trainer Patrick Jansen. And I understand Romeo Empire is the best turned out. Well done to Team Jansen.
Right, they are about to head towards the starting traps for the PGR Regency final of 2025. Very hot favourite here in trap 3. Monge's Wild looking for 13 on the bounce. We've all kind of said it this week that if the track conditions are right, he gets a clear run. This could be a third track record for him, but we'll have to wait and see how it all plays out, Darryl.
Yeah, they're loading up. He's got a 41.12. The clock would take some beating, but he's 1-5. He won't be the shortest priced winning favourite in this race, because a certain Suncrest Sow was 1-20 for Charlie Lister 30 years ago. They are ready to go for the Premier Greyhound Racing Regency final. All eyes on Monge's Wild. Just one defeat in his career thus far. Here's the hare approaching then, 695 metres, a lap and a half. Off they go, they're racing, and away first was Romeo Empire, who leads the way from Droopy's Invent, who's cheated the draw to go into second. Then Bombay Nutty. Monge's Wild in the white jacket is settled in fourth place with Art Riddler in behind, and they go past us with a lap to go, and Romeo Empire leads by about 3 lengths now. Droopy's Invent, Monge's Wild is trying an angle a run. He's getting a run now up on the outside of Droopy's Invent. They're getting clear of the remainder of these 3. It is Romeo Empire by 11.5 now. With his turn of pace, here comes Monge's Wild, about to make his move on the outside. He's about to take Romeo Empire, who's run a fantastic race till now. But Monge's Wild shows his authority. He gets away. It's an incredible turn of pace, and he's won clearing right away. Monge's Wild, another champion performance, beats Romeo Empire, and Droopy's Invent back in third. And the Premier Greyhound Racing Regency goes to the superstar Monge's Wild.
13 in a row. He's taken 2 track records, Monmore and Toaster, TV Trophy, Golden Jacket, PGR Regency. This lad is unstoppable.
What a race. I mean, it's a high-quality Premier Greyhound Racing Regency, and a false step either side, and that winning sequence could have come to an end despite being so short in the market. It's never going to be plain sailing. Romeo Empire, he's a quarter-finalist in the Derby. He's gone off at a rate of knots, and he's having to work his way through the field, but he's come through in great style. He's all-class, this greyhound, and we don't want to get too excited, but it'd be interesting how Connections now place him, because at 13, we've had situations with Ravage again and other greyhounds who racked up wins to try to get to the great dog that is immortalised here, Ballyregan Bob with 30. There's a long way to go. I mean, they're not machines. Let's go to Gail.
Right, well, I'm with Liam. That takes us to 16 wins out of 17 races. You must be absolutely delighted.
Oh, he's a brilliant dog. I just said to you there off camera, I'm running out of words to describe him. He's just special. It's just the way to put him. I mean, he never looked in any trouble tonight, apart from sort of coming between the 5th and 6th bend. I think he's come together with Romeo Empire a little bit, but he's just brilliant. Once he gets his legs back and pointing in the right direction, he's away. He's just a brilliant dog. He's just sensational.
I must admit, watching him come out the boxes, the run-up, he really got buffeted around, didn't he? And he showed really good balance.
Yeah, he did. He come together with 4, I think. Probably the key to his race. I mean, he's brilliant anyway, but he just had to get out in front of 4, I think. He's a strong finisher, and once he did, he always had a good chance. But he's trapped as best he can, and we always thought he'd come on from his first round run. He was a little workmanlike, but after getting the cough and everything like that, to even put the running he did in the first round was good, and, you just can't fault the dog.
He's absolutely amazing. Well done, and go and have a great time. Go and celebrate. You've bigged him up. You said how great he was, and he's done it for you. So well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Well done, mate. Oh, you're gorgeous.
Loves the game, absolutely. And this shot of him, you can see here where he gets slightly checked by Droopy's Invent on the run to the first bend. He does get a little bit of a squeeze with Bombay Nutty as well at a crucial point, but that just doesn't stop him.
It doesn't. But even at that top turn there, he's had to show track craft to get there. These are top quality greyhounds. He's trying to negotiate a way around them before he can have a crack at Romeo Empire. Looking at that as Romeo Empire. That's a beautiful shot, absolutely sums it up perfectly, because he saw the gap. Romeo Empire has taken that gap, headed to the rails. That gap doesn't exist. He's then going to have to check himself and go again. You remember, this is a greyhound who's won the TV trophy. The further they go, the better for him. It's not massively fast going out there, but it's a fast greyhound in front. It's going to be pulled to a decent enough time. Couldn't get anywhere near the Kaluna Strikers track record, a Regency winner for Wayne Wrighting back in the day, 40.73. But he's got track records elsewhere. And of course, as Liam says, yeah, this is a greyhound who had the cough, ruled him out of the Durando Marathon. Could he have won the Durando Marathon? It was a great race, wasn't it? Probably he would have won the Durando Marathon, but they took the decision not to risk him, of course, and had the cough. Give him a few weeks, he's back. Would have needed the heat, but he still won. And am I just getting too excited about this in terms of that winning run? No. Because you love to get excited about those sorts of things. But I think what we have to say is it's outstanding double for Mark Wallace, champion trainer, Proper Heiress, and of course Monge's Wild, doing exactly what he did back in the last year in the Olympic, in the Ballyregan Bob Memorial with Proper Heiress again and Garfinney Blaze, and the big night, the champion trainers come out on top.
He has once again. Mark Wallace and the MWD partnership, of course, they took both trophies home in the 2024 GBGBs with the Owners of the Year and Trainer of the Year as well. So just sensational, and they just are, as a kennel, unstoppable still.
Absolutely, and they've come through the derby, which was, Mark would admit, a massive disappointment. He wanted to be at that table. He wanted to be at the derby lunch with competing against the likes of Patrick, against the likes of Graham Holland, Peter Crowley, Liam, etc. So that was a disappointment for him. He would have hated that in many ways, because he's competitive, but he's getting back to what he enjoys doing, and that's winning trophies. And no doubt that the 2026 Greyhound Derby at Towcester, they're going to be go for it big time.
Oh, they will, and they'll have plenty in their lockers, that is for sure. He's a gorgeous stamp of a dog as well, is Monge's Wild. Beautiful markings.
Yeah.
Right, I think Jason's ready for us.
What an exceptional performance by Monge's Wild, winning the Premier Greyhound Racing Regency final. Just having the photo taken there, and I've got to come through here. I'm going to go to Michelle first. I haven't spoken to Michelle yet. First of all, good luck holding that solid silver.
Beautiful.
But that was a gold star performance.
Yeah, he's. If he had got beaten, everyone would have been very disappointed tonight. No, he's good. He must be the kennel superstar at the minute. He's unbeaten.
Well, that's, I think he possibly got beat by another one of yours once, but a superstar amongst superstars. But anyway, I feel like...
But in the boys category.
I feel like a baddie now, given that. No, I didn't speak to Emily, so I've got to crash through here. Mr. Barry, if you don't mind, can we see Emily, because I ignored you earlier on. You love all your greyhounds, but I've got a feeling special place in your heart.
Definitely, I think he's got a special place in everyone at the kennel's hearts, because he is just such a beautiful dog, beautiful natured. He's got the markings and he's got plenty of speed as well. I think he captures everyone's imaginations when he runs, but at home he's so lovely as well.
And a quick word with Dad, if I could. From a racing perspective as well, it wasn't easy. Had to use Trackcraft.
Yeah. I think these finals, they're so hard to win, even though he's expected to win and everything. That is true. He actually got a bump off our own kennel mate Bombay Nutty there, which you don't normally get but his sat nav's usually really good. But he's worked hard. And it is fabulous performance. To do 41.19 from behind like that it's so exciting, and he's just such an exciting dog.
And talking about things that are exciting, come on, Sid, I've got to have a word with you. Come on, Sid. For those that don't know Sid, no swearing. What a performance!
Yeah, he is. He's just an incredible dog for us, and it's delight just to put him on a lead every morning. He's a lovely dog for us.
And as I was coming up, Sid tapped me on the back and said, he is special. Right, as ever, I'll get out the way so we can have the cheer. The Premier Greyhound Racing Regency final winner, the brilliant Monge's Wild!
All all smiles, all cheers for Imperial Kennels, and the kids looking great as well with the little track by the side. Daryl, can we have the result, please?
And there it is in black and white. Mongoose Wild 1-4 favourite, 41.19, considering the trouble, as Mark was saying, he found him running. That's only a length slower than his time last week. Romeo Empire 6-1 in second. Troopers Invent third, 33-1. So Mongoose Wild, Proper Heiress, collectively the shortest price double in the Sussex Cup and the Regency in the history of greyhound racing. That's the 5th win in the competition, by the way, for Mark Wallace. The question is now, Danny, of course, that's 3 Cat 1s for Mongoose Wild, 3 Cat 1s for Proper Heiress. And in a moment, after the short break, we're going to find out who will be Dog of the Year, maybe. I don't know.
Ooh, you never know, actually.
Proud sponsors of Gone to the Dogs.
Bet good win, bet good win, bet good win.
Bet Goodwin, oh thanks, I was just throwing my microphone around, having a little jig.
Greyhound of the Year, weren't we? I mean, we're
We were.
just in the start of August, so there's still a long way to go. But we've got, 2 very outstanding candidates, 3 Droopy's Plunge as well.
Right, we have got Churchfield Sid's race coming up shortly, and here is his tribute.
Churchfield Sid, the ultimate fan's favorite. In greyhound racing, you expect speed, power, and precision. But every so often, a dog comes along who offers something more. Relentless consistency. That was Churchfield Sid. His career didn't begin with fireworks, but his potential was clear. In November 2022, he debuted at Towcester, a track that would become central to his story. He finished 3rd, but the signs were there. He chased hard, he wanted it. By February 2023, Sid was flying. He made all in a Monmore puppy contest, and 3 quick wins followed. He lined up his favorite for the Premier Greyhound Racing Puppy Derby, and he delivered. He stormed to a 27.99 in the heats, one of only a few sub-28 second times that year. He was being mentioned alongside stars like Lynx Maverick. The excitement was real. Then came the first major blow. In the semi-final at Monmore, he rocketed out and built a near 10-length lead. Then heartbreak, his stride shortened. Rivals flew past, he trailed in last. A torn muscle and metatarsal injury, serious career threatening. But Churchfield Sid wasn't finished. 5 months later, he returned at Monmore. Still strong, still sharp. He beat infield Trojan with power and control. That earned him a crack at the Ladbrokes Gold Cup. Despite being beaten in the heats and semi by Lynx Maverick, Sid stayed cool and ran second to him in the final. A quality showing, a rivalry was born. In September, he contested the Birmingham Cup. He impressed in the early rounds, but trouble in the final saw him finish last. Another setback, but in October 2023 he finally got his moment. At Central Park, Sid went unbeaten to claim the Kent Derby, his first Category 1 title. He led every round from the front, taking down Romeo Command in the final and pocketing the Kent Derby trophy. The breakthrough he deserved. He didn't race again that year. In early 2024, he returned to racing and re-embarked that electric spark out the traps for trainer Richard Reese and owners Steve Evans and Daryl Baer. Sid never flinched. He lined up for the biggest prize of them all, the English Greyhound Derby. Early rounds saw clashes with Deladada. Twice he led, twice he was caught late, but Sid bounced back, winning his 3rd round, quarterfinal, and semi-final in dominant front-running fashion. He made the final, and for a moment it looked like destiny. He flew from the boxes, led through the bends, but once again Deladada came late. Sid finished 4th gallant, but short of glory. Still, he wasn't done. In August, he returned to Monmore and finally lifted the Ladbrokes Gold Cup, going one better than the previous year. His 27.88 in the first round equaled the fastest time of 2024. Even as 2025 arrived, he remained a force. He placed 3rd in the Laurels, proving he still belonged at the top. Trainer Richard Reese and his owners made the call. One final Derby campaign. One last dance at Towcester. The fans roared him home as he won his 1st and 2nd rounds with trademark speed, blasting clear and holding off challengers like Vagar and Sunnyside Broxy. He placed 3rd in the 3rd round behind Sole Mio, reaching the quarters. And there, one final flash of brilliance. A lightning break, a bold lead, only to be caught again by Deladada in the final strides. In the semi-final, his final race, He missed the break and trailed in last. But he had already won something far greater. As Derby final night arrived, Sid returned to Towcester, not as a runner, but as a legend. A parade, a farewell, and a celebration of a truly special career. He gave us 46 races. He won 24. He reached multiple finals. He claimed 3 Category 1 titles. And he always ran with heart. He took on the best, Lynx Maverick, King Capaldi, Romeo Command, Da-La-Da-Da, and earned their respect. Fast from the boxes, ferocious when leading. Fearless in defeat, Churchfield Sid wasn't just a greyhound. He was a story, a battler, a symbol of resilience. Now, as he retires, he leaves behind a legacy built not just on wins, but on will. Churchfield Sid, a champion, a warrior, the ultimate fan's favorite.
He is a superstar. That is Churchfield Sid leading the parade for his Churchfield Sid happy retirement at Stud Stakes. Just to say, we didn't have an American for that. It is AI that we did for the video and the tribute for Churchfield Sid. Right, race 10 sees Raybella Bullet. Thought good enough to enter the Brighton Bell, but the season stopped her in her tracks, so she's making her debut this evening. She looks up for it, though. Trap 2, Kilara Moosh. She's had experience in Ireland with 3 graded wins, a mix of Kilkenny and Shelburne Park, and she looks like she's going to be a bit of a rocket out of the boxes, but we're yet to see her on these shores. Trap 3 is Head for Home. This is going to be Ashley Williams's nap of the night. I think most of them have gone in. Trouble Magnet has been learning on the job, but the experience of Hove should help him, especially with the 2 bitches on the inside, yet to have a run over here in the UK. He is a puppy as well, September 23, the only puppy in the field. Bossy Bullet in Trap 4, lost the maiden tag last time out. That was a 2-length win in A3. Can run a touch wide on the straight, so needs to just rein it in a little bit. Trap 5, 11-1 shot here. This is Peregrine Messi, looks eager. 2 wins in Ireland, 1 at Nottingham, all graded wins so far, but Esther Driver is having a stellar year and he's in very good hands. Trap 6, Clona Bingo, won on his British debut and also has won an A2 in Ireland. 1 from 7 for Belinda Green. Right, they're loading. Darryl.
Yes, here we go then for the Churchfield Sid happy retirement at Stud Stakes. I've just been checking as I do results elsewhere. Richard Rees has just had a winner at Monmore, so I wonder if that's going to shine a good light here on his runner. Kilara Moosh for the Legacy Racing Syndicate on debut, a 9-2 chance with Raybella Bullet, the market leader. The belated debut is, and we're hearing from Danny, because of the seasonal break, 13-8, and Head for Home at 15-8, late money for 3. Flag waved. Churchfield Sid happy retirement at Stud Stakes 500 metres. Going to learn a lot about these greyhounds, aren't we? These maidens. Here we go, race away. Oh, Mush has got out. Kilara Moosh leads the way. Head for Home will turn in second, and then comes Peregrine Messi as they go into the bend. It all got a bit messy, and 2's been pushed to the rear. Kilara Moosh, and now Bossy Bullet goes on by about 1.5 lengths as they run down the far side. Kilara Moosh is struggling at the back and may just pull up as they run towards home. Bossy Bullet by 3 lengths on Clona Bingo in second place. Then comes Head for Home running on. Kilara Moosh has pulled up at the rear. It is Bossy Bullet well clear as they go towards the line. Will win for Belinda Green. Second went to 3, Head for Home, and then Clona Bingo 6 was in 3rd place.
Trap 4, Bossy Bullet has won. I'm just looking over to the far side, and Kilara Moosh will be taken straight to the vet's office because she has, I think, sustained an injury. She's not finished the race. She's been stopped down the back straight. Well, she stopped herself actually. She's pulled herself up. So all hoping that Kilara Moosh is okay. And Bossy Bullet has won. We're taking the replay off the second bend, and Bossy Bullet has managed to avoid the trouble here. She lost the maiden last time, and that's obviously boosted her confidence.
Yeah. Brave at that first bend, things were happening. Bossy Bullet shot clear, and well done to Belinda Green, having a good night in the supporting opens here on, of course, Regency Sussex Cup night. Well done to Billy Boyle, Gary Whittington, and of course Belinda, part owners of Bossy Bullet, winning for the 2nd time in 10 starts.
So Bossy Bullet has won, doubles her tally. She's now 2 from 10, but we will bring you news if we get any about Kilara Moosh as she heads to the vet's office. She has been carried off the track and will be getting the best care possible. There is the view of our wonderful Hove. The sun is setting, that's why it's not looking quite as shiny, but we are still busy. Plenty in the restaurant still. There's plenty of children around as well, which is what I like to see in the greyhound world. We do like to have the younger generation involved, of course, as got to get them in early, Hobbs.
100%. I mean, look, it's the holiday season as well, so I think greyhound tracks up and down the country this time of year, then certainly we're going to get the kids in, and we want the families to enjoy a, you know, safe and family-friendly environment, which is your local greyhound track.
Right, so we could not bring you Gone to the Dogs Live without our wonderful sponsors of the show. So first up, Star Sports, with their new customer offer, bet £50, get a £25 free bet. Sign up with the promo code bet50, get 25. Make sure you download the app or visit starsports.net. We also have Time Greyhound Nutrition. New low-protein nut for high-meat diets is out now. A 16.5 kilo bag. It's 10% extra you're getting for Time Greyhound 18. Unique formula to balance meat. No need for bread, cereals or veggies. And we also have Bet Goodwin.
Yeah, Bet Goodwin. Great supporters have gone to the dogs as well. And in terms of the best turned out award tonight, £50 to each of the kennel hands, all 12 races. Thanking Pre-Market Pets for their support, and also greyhoundrehoming.com, which is the Coral Entane arm of their rehoming organisation. So they've done some great work with the ex-racers, some fantastic videos out there with the likes of Chris Hughes, Gerwin Price, Ina Stevens. They're doing some great stuff for our ex-racers.
Right, Daryl, what was the result, please?
It was a win for Trap 4. It was Bossy Bullet at 9-1, Danny, 29.67. Beat Head for Home 5-2. Clona Bingo was the third greyhound home there. Just hearing from Charlie Rees, probably a hock injury for Mush. So commiserations to those fellow Legacy Racing Syndicate members. Not the start we were hoping for, but she'll get the best attention.
She will, that is for sure. I was actually speaking to the vet here before the show, and he's part of a Masters programme that are looking into research of injuries, and they are actually focusing on hocks as well, because that is one of the main injuries that greyhounds do pick up. So it's worthwhile research. He's got another year to do, and then we'll see what the results of that are.
And very recently we've had extraordinary stories of greyhounds who've made comebacks from injuries. You look at Churchill Sid, what the primest example, semi-finals at Monmouth, stopped in his tracks. A few months later he was back on track, multiple Category 1 winner, an absolute star of the track, and we've honoured him tonight, and he's off to stud, of course. And last week Coppice Gracie, and winning again at Newcastle, some 400 days off the track, came back, and the vet was very emotional, having done the operation and came back on track. And she's wonderful, loves it, and winning races once again. It's extraordinary. It's just wanting them to race, which they love to do.
They do indeed. Now we are back off to Jason.
Thank you. Yes, Bossy Bullet took 9 races to win a race, but now it's 2 on the bounce, Gary.
Yeah, she's the next litter from Gary the Arb, which is why we, like, Billy knows the Dumfries, and that's why we bought her. And she had a terrible lot of injuries. Like, she's had 2 or 3 races, pick up an injury, 3 months off, and coming season, I think she had 2 seasons and about 4 injuries in a year. So it's nice to see her. I mean, there's a little bit of trouble in the races, unfortunately. I see the 2 dogs like her, which is a shame. But for her, it's nice that she's got a clear run, and you know, she's won well. So.
And a couple of winners on the night, and perhaps another one to come.
Yeah, we've got 2 dogs in both the next 2 races, so hopefully we can get another couple of winners. That'll make them, you know, good end to the night.
I'd have played that. Another 2 to come, of course. Thanks, Gary. Now, this was the Churchville Sid happy retirement at Stud Stakes, and here is Churchville Sid, Jackie. It's almost gone in a flash, hasn't it?
Yeah, it certainly has. Yeah, it really has. He's very excited to be here tonight. I think he thinks he's running, but yeah.
Well, he gave us such a thrill when he was running, of course, and part of that, I'll just quickly nip across here because I want to have a word with Steve. Well, it's famously the first Derby final you were on holiday, weren't you?
Yeah, Coach E's first final.
Billy, sorry.
Yeah, I was on holiday, but following year we had Sid, and last year the Derby semi-final. So, but no, he's been a great dog. It was a lovely gesture to put this on for him, and hopefully now he has a few bitches at stud, and away we go. So fingers crossed.
And it's always great for the family. Who have we got here?
Patsy.
Hello, Patsy. Do you want to say hello?
Say Churchill Sid, the best dog.
No, it's a little bit. I don't blame it. And no, I was told,
Max, yeah.
Max, you won't speak to me, will you? No. He won't speak to me. But Churchfield Sid has been an absolute superstar and expertly handled, of course. And we can just thank you for all the thrills he's given.
Yeah, no, we thank Jackie, Richard, Charlie for the job they've done with him, getting back racing properly after his injury, and yeah, 3 Cat 1s and the Derby final, Derby semi-finalist. So hopefully now the stud route and he has straws taken. So. Fingers crossed, we see a few Churchfield Sid pups on the floor. Yeah. I think he's Luggill Jess was his first one he's mated. So yeah.
That is a potent brew. So thanks very much. Thanks very much.
Bet Clever, Bet Goodwin, proud sponsors of Gone to the Dogs.
Bet Goodwin, Bet Goodwin, Bet Goodwin.
I'm Ryan Keneally. I'm Ryan Keneally. And this is Back in My Betting. Let's go.
£1,000 on 6.
£260 is on.
Roxy and I, good race on now.
I think he is dodged on the line. I don't believe it. Oh my God. It's a photo.
Hey, thank you. Come on.
If you haven't subscribed to Barking Mad Betting, make sure you do so, but if you haven't subscribed to us, do that first, please, on Gone to the Dogs Live. And Ryan is actually eating an Indian now because he had to go and he's not watching the show anymore, so I'll be speaking to him later. Right, we are going to have a look at the Pall Mall lineup for last Saturday. We had Rioja Rasheen sent off favoured at 11-8, 11-4 Crossfield Enzo, 7-2 Union Rebel, 7-1 Ginger's Prince, 9-1 Paradise Sky and Mad About Peck at 20-1. We did have a couple of Hove trainers, of course, in action, and one of them obliged. Shall we relive it?
Race away, Bet Goodwin, Pall Mall final through the middle. Rioja Rasheen was first to show. Ginger's Prince, the red jacket, is moving up. Union Rebel on the outside in the stripes, squeezing further back. Paradise Sky, Mad About Peck goes fourth at the rear. Crossfield Enzo midway. Rioja Rasheen by a length and a half. Union Rebel in second place up the fence. Ginger's Prince trying to make ground. They're well clear. They turn in the Pall Mall final. Still led by Rioja Rasheen by 2 lengths. Ginger's Prince is coming though on the far side. Down inside the distance, Rioja Rasheen. Ginger's Prince in time got there for Alan Lucas and a first Cat 1 for Patrick Brown.
Now that was the action last Saturday, and well done to Ginger's Prince. Now we have got a feature coming up on the Gone to the Dogs channel, and it's all about the Draper Kennel.
In this first episode, myself and my very good friend Leona Mayer are visiting the 7 acres of beautiful countryside at the Draper's Kennel, where its owner Rose will give us an insight into the daily life of a racing kennel, including the walking, grooming, feeding and the general care of our favourite 4-legged athletes. Join us in our attempt to become kennel hands for a day.
That was so much fun, and I can't wait to bring it to you on Gone to the Dogs, so do keep your eyes out for it, and if you haven't subscribed, that's the way you will get involved. It was great. They've got such a fabulous place up there in Yorkshire.
No, I've never been to the Draper's Kennel, actually. Amazing family, great dynasty there, and Rose, I think, is the perfect host for something like that. But great to get Leona involved. I know she's a colleague of yours at William Hill, but I've seen her social media and she loves the greyhounds, clearly.
She does. She loves animals, to be fair, Leona, and she's one of my very good friends, so I'm sure you'll be seeing more of us in the future. But we've got our final race coming up here on Gone to the Dogs. I can't quite believe that the 8:59 is upon us already. It is the Coral Finals Night 500 Standard Division B, and I'm very much looking forward to the final race and then the 5-hour drive home.
Good luck.
Who do you fancy in this one?
I'm going to go with a bit of a price. I'm going to go with Flashing Fender, running out of trap 5. I think Craig Morris, second in the Coral Sussex Cup. I mean, that's a good performance from Chelmsford's Bear. So I think, the kennel got to be proud tonight. Look, I just think with that early pace, you never know, you could just surprise them. But there's some fantastic dogs there. No better feeling, great run, semi-finals. Gary the Arb, top notch. Burrows Charm, Missile 1. These are going to be serious locals to beat. But maybe the Yarmouth Raider gets first run.
We shall find out soon. Daryl, who's lining up?
Well, they line up like this, Danny, for this Division 2, and obviously money around for the short price dogs earlier in the day, but probably the best back dog who was a reasonable price was No Better Feeling, and it's a nice draw, isn't it, for the Derby semi-finalist for Esther Driver. So 3-1 was about 5s earlier in the day. Gary the Odds 6-4 needs no introduction, of course. Sussex Cup semi-finalist. 3 is Burrows Charm, 4 Jason Heath on 7-1. Missile 1 in trap 4 for Seamus Carhill, an Olympic finalist last winter, and Flashing Fender, Craig Morris, 10-1 in trap 5.
I've just made myself laugh. Right, Star Sports, new customer offer, bet £50, get a £25 free bet. Sign up with the promo code BET50, get 25. And we've also got Time Greyhound Nutrition. Rose Draper uses Time Greyhound Nutrition, and I'm pretty sure she's just used this Time Greyhound 18 as well. It is out now, 10% extra you'll get in a 16.5 kilo bag. Right, let's go to Jason because he's caught up with an old friend.
Now, the great thing about coming greyhound racing is that you run into old friends, and I'm with an old mucker of mine, the Duck himself, Phil Donaldson. Hello, Phil.
Hello, Jason. How are you doing?
Very well indeed. More importantly, and she's done her makeup specially for this, daughter Kitty. Hello, Kitty.
Hello.
Now, how are you enjoying it here at home?
It's good. It's actually quite fun.
It is quite fun. Is that despite the company you're keeping?
Yeah.
And are you winning?
Yeah.
Well, I'm pleased you are, because I've got this inclination that the man left to my left isn't. But no, everyone knows what a shrewd judge you are, Phil. Now, the last race, where are we going?
Well, we'll be going into Brighton soon after, Jason. But yeah, listen, Gary the Arb's a cracking dog. He hasn't gone his way in major competitions, but he's a competitor in these one-off races. He'll be favourite, but I'll be surprised if he doesn't run a big race tonight.
Phil, you're an absolute... I've just got to say, I really enjoyed having a drink with you after the derby, and thanks for jumping in that taxi and leaving me at Toaster.
Anytime, Jason, anytime. You know I'll always do that for you.
Goodbye, Phil.
See you soon.
See you soon, Kitty.
Goodbye.
She loved that. Great stuff.
Always good to catch up with old friends as we head off for Division B of the 500 standard. Here is No Better Feeling. 2024 Jim Crack third, Puppy Classic second, Derby semi-finalist, and I think I can say Kennel leading light. Gary the Arb, Champion Stakes finalist, Winter Derby second for Belinda Green, and always runs his race very speedy. 20 from 55. Trap 3 is Burrows Charm, the Maiden Derby finalist. He's been very lightly raced since for Jason Heath and the Burrows. 2 from 6 so far. And he's very keen to get on with things. He is 5-1. Trap 4, Missile 1, Puppy Classic semi-finalist, Olympic 4th. Unlucky not to have been in the Sussex Cup final. He was beaten less than a length into 3rd place behind Queen Shakira. And is currently 9-4 for the Walshes and Seamus Cahill. And Flashing Fender in Trap 5 reached the Derby third round. He's been mixing with some good names over in Ireland as well, if you go back far enough in his career. He's now with Craig Morris, and he's 10-1 on the outside. Who do you fancy, Hobbsy, for the final race?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the outside. I'm going to go with Flashing Fender, just on the basis of a potential first bend lead. We've got some strong runners in behind. You know, like to No Better Feeling semi-finals in the Derby. Gary the Arb's got form 5-7-5 at Romford. So strong for Burrows Charm, for Terry and Elise Burrows, Jason Heath Greyhound off the back of a recent layoff will improve. And Missile 1, tough drawing Trap 4, but he's more than capable performer for Dave and Vinnie Walsh in the house tonight. Seamus Cahill, of course. But you just think that maybe 5 has got a chance to lead. Whether he can hold them on, off, I'm not too sure, but we'll see.
Flashing Fender could be a big price at 10-1. Oh, busy bookies.
But yeah, good to see Charlie once again. There's Steve as well. They're stalwart of the Hove betting ring, of course. If we want to thank people, let's thank the starter Keegan White, because he looks resplendent tonight. Catch him in this last race, and well done to Hove Stadium manager Lena Birch and her team. Rob Avery, of course, racing manager as well, and clerk of the course, track manager Joseph Harvey Black.
And also, best turned out was Gary the Arb in trap 2, and there he is in all his splendour.
And I better say thank you to Sam Willard for looking after our trophies today as well. The communications manager does a grand job.
And they look very shiny. Right, we've got our final race of the show tonight on Gone to the Dogs Live. Darryl, call them home for us.
So tight, isn't it? The top of the betting. I was talking about No Better Feeling being backed earlier in the day. The money came at one stage 15-8, now 9-4, was 5-1 earlier. But look how tight it is with Gary the Arm just shading favouritism at 7-4. Winter Derby runner-up, 9-4, Missile 1 in the 4 box for Seamus Carhill. Of course, this is 500, but Missile 1 was a Sussex Cup semi-finalist over that extra 50 metres, as was No Better Feeling, as was Gary the Arb, and then 6-1 Burrows Charm running out of trap 3 for Jason Heath, and 10-1 Flashing Fender for Craig Morris on the outside. So they're poised to load them up. Just waiting for that signal, which has now been given. They are going in the Coral Finals Night 500 Standard Division B. Our last live race on this such an exciting night it's been for greyhound racing. Sussex Cup Regency night, always one of the highlights of the year. Hare is on the spin, moving round 500 metres. Good luck however you've played. Hare comes to the boxes. Race away to Mystic, Gary the Arb, but No Better Feeling led. Missile 1 to make a move, 4 on the outside. Burrows Charm has to go 3 deep to get a run. Gary the Arb makes a bit of ground. Flashing Fender last. It's Missile 1 for Seamus Carhill, who's got about 4 or 5 lengths clear. Gary the Arb will give chase now and try and erode that margin. Then comes Burrows Charm, No Better Feeling, now under pressure at the final bend. Missile 1 lead. You can hear Gary the Arb. You can see Gary the Arb on the far side laying it down. Missile 1 has got reserves of stamina and got home. Missile 1 beat Gary the Arb. They were clear of Burrows Charm in third. 29.03.
Speedy over the 500 metres, trap 4, Missile 1. Literally said to you as they were about to go, I'd have liked Missile 1 apart from the draw, and he's cheated it.
And sometimes they can. They've pitched out a little bit wider, you ping the lids a bit more. I mean, he doesn't often trap like that, Missile 1, but he's got searing all-round pace, but he's got to the bend ahead of the likes of No Better Feeling, and that was crucial. Cutting across, he was looking for the rails all the time, but this is a great success. A big night at home. You suspect that Seamus Carhill's going to have a say, and great to see Droopy's Clue, but they would like to collect a trophy tonight, and Missile 1 has done exactly that for Dave and Vinnie Walsh, who are just sitting above us here. So well done to those guys, because he's thoroughly deserved this, Missile 1, because he's ultra consistent. They've always thought the world of him. 11 wins from 32, it's now 12 from 33.
And he is superb here to the first bend, chops off No Better Feeling, as we say, was the crucial point in the race. And once more we see the drone footage, and he's just gone further and further clear. He's 12 from 33. That's a heck of a strike rate.
It is, and to hold a strong runner like Gary the Arb, he's pretty strong himself, Missile 1. So it was always going to be a big ask. He's run a commendable race in second for Belinda Green, who's had a good night, and Gary Smith, Gary the Arb's owner, I think he's got to be happy enough given where Missile 1 was at the first bend. But you know, Vinnie Walsh has been with Seamus many years. I mean, you think of Raving Giovanni, you're going to go back a good few years, of course, a dog that he shared with Ray White, Raving Giovanni, one of the fastest that they've ever put a lead on. So he stood the test of time as Vinnie. Great to see him here tonight, and they'll enjoy this.
They will. Missile 1 has won. Darryl, full result, please.
Yeah, it's interesting what Hopsy says. I was almost thinking you can't have a big night like this at Hove without a Seamus Carhill winner, and then along comes Missile 1 to put the record straight. 9-4 the winner, 29.02 the winning time. Gary the Arb was second, 15-8 joint favourite, and Burrows Charm takes third spot.
So that was Missile 1, who has won. He's on the podium, and he's going to be taking all his pictures. We're going to have the connections as well, interviewed by Jason shortly. He's ignoring the water for the moment. He doesn't need it, and I think it's cooled down a little bit as well, to be fair, outside at Hove. The sun has now set, but he's getting all the love from connections as he's lifted onto the podium. Trophy there, and he gets his little rosette as well. What a run from Missile 1. It was just superb up to the first turn, and that was the crucial move for him. Now, it's still pretty packed at Hove as well. We have got one more race to come on the card, to be fair. The 9:16 will round off the card. We're not covering that race. I've got a 5-hour drive. And
you'll be on the
40
M23, I think, by the time the last race is being run. But we've got one more race here this evening. But there's Hayley Huntley now back with Teresa and Seamus Cahill. And, yeah, I think, as DW said, you know, it's a massive night. They like a winner. Nothing's ever guaranteed. But I think, as said, they'll enjoy this.
They will, and plenty of connections, of course, on the podium this evening.
Vinny and David.
Brilliant. I think there's not many people you don't know, is there, Hobbsy?
Have you seen these grey hairs? I've been about a bit.
Right, Jason is standing by.
Thanks, Danny. I just heard your final words. There's not a lot of people that Hobbsy doesn't know, and he certainly knows Vinny, doesn't he? Vinny, wow, what a gutsy victory.
Lovely, yeah, lovely to see him break from trap 4. We thought we wanted him to be on the inside, but took our chance in trap 4 and he didn't let us down.
And you've been in the game a long time. Had some great dogs in the past. I just heard mentioned Raving Giovanni.
He was the best, but had some good fun with other ones as well. Raving Black was another one. It's all a bit of a laugh, isn't it? You know, good stuff. And this is our champion at the moment.
Do you know, I've never spoken to someone who I keep thinking he's going to wink at me in a second. Teresa. Teresa, who probably won't wink at me. Unlucky, really, in the Sussex Cup. Ran a couple of cracking races.
Yeah, he was a bit unlucky not to be in the final tonight, and he got third last week. He got trouble at the bend and ran on really well, but look, we'll take the win tonight.
And a very, very impressive win it was.
Good.
Any wink?
Go on in.
Go on, give me a wink. There we go. Brilliant winner, Miss R1.
So Miss R1 has won the Coral Finals Night 500 Standard Division B, takes home £500 and a trophy.
Bet Clever, Bet Goodwin, proud sponsors of Gone to the Dogs.
Bet Goodwin, Bet Goodwin, Bet Goodwin.
Tell you what, it gives me a little dance in the middle of the show when those adverts are on, because
you like those?
Yeah, love it. It's great. Our thanks to all the sponsors tonight. We've got Bet Goodwin, we've got Star Sports, Time Greyhound Nutrition.
Yeah, Pre-Market Pets and greyhoundrehoming.com.
Now let's have a look at tonight's winners. We had King Memphis for our first race. Droopy's String absolutely bolted up. So Cool was the first winner for Hobbsy's Choice. Swift Jarvis was superb in the 6:59. Shadow Storm, the sprinter. Salakis Beliza won back-to-back marathons here on Gone to the Dogs Live. Proper RS won our first big race of the night. Claire Keith Liana won in a messy race at 8:07. Then Mongi's Wild did the business in the Regency at 8:24 before Bossy Bullet and Miss R1 have rounded off the card, for us at least, on Gone to the Dogs Live. Standout performance for you, Hobbsy?
It's got to be Mongi's Wild, really, because it was a very good Regency, but of course closely followed by Proper Ares, who was sensational and backed his Category 1 best as well. So, you know, Mark Wallace taking the two main events. I think Belinda Green's had a really good night as well. The marathon was great to see for Peter Hahn, and we just want to see more.
We do want to see more. Daryl, what was your highlight?
Oh, there's so many. I mean, Hobbsy picks up the obvious ones. I suppose that the sprint performance actually I thought was good, because that equalled the best time of the year, didn't it? And Shadow Storm is proven to be a very hard greyhound to beat in sprints. But, I mean, I just love the whole package, really, to be honest, Danny.
That was the race of the night, wasn't it? He's absolutely right. That was. You just replay that. Shadow Storm, Ballynakill Liam. Different class. That was great.
Pure speed.
That's why we've got him. He's brilliant.
He knows it all. Right, keep an eye on our social media channels, because Ashley Williams is now in charge and he tells us what's going on and directs me. He is our boss, basically. He's made us do all sorts tonight. But keep an eye on our socials, because we will then be able to let you know as soon as we know when our next live show will be. You can go to Instagram and TikTok at Gone to the Dogs Live, and on X it's at GTTD Podcast. Of course, on there you'll find all our latest releases on the podcast scene as well. If you haven't heard our latest ones, we've had the Hove one that was yesterday and Liam Aspin the week before, and if you thought you knew him, think again, because that was a cracking interview, and he stood right over there as well. Right, obviously it's been a cracking night, and I can't wait to do it all again.
Absolutely. Thanks to the team, behind the scenes, like Jeremy, Adrian, and Dave Lawrence, of course, and all the team at Glowcast who look resplendent here with their Gone to the Dogs T-shirts. They look smarter than us, Danny. I can't see it. Well,
speak for yourself.
Well, thank you. Always good, always good. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure to bring you all of the action here from Coral Brighton Hove Greyhound Stadium, and we will be back on YouTube in the not too distant future.